Yo, YEG. Let's kick it. Ice District. Ice District. All right, stop. Collaborate and listen. Ice District open, here's what you're missing. Rogers Place, shining so brightly. Get your tickets, watch Mick David nightly. Can he be stopped? Yo, I don't know. Give him the puck and he'll go to the extreme. Nothing but a sick handle around the D-man, make him look like Yandel. Damn, game over, the night looms. No more 1/18th and poisonous mushrooms. Surprise, it's a new winter garden. I mean Ford Hall, I beg your pardon. Love it or hate it, you better get going. Ice District's the bomb and it's just exploding. If there was a problem, yo, he solved it. You're on the hook while Kate's just profits. Ice District.
Yes, it is game day. What is up, Nasties? What is up, Edmonton? What is up, those of you watching live or listening live all around the world at EdmontonSportsTalk.com or, of course, on the TuneIn app, where we are now proud to call that our home as well. We are coming at you from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Studios today. Thank you very much for joining us. If you're looking to plan your lunch today, ghost pepper chicken sandwich, that'll do you right. And you can get it at any of the Popeyes locations. Lieutenant Eric, how are you doing?
Doing great.
You're doing good?
Yeah, I'm doing really
Hey,
good.
nice Wildcats Football Club t-shirt.
And that's something?
That's great. I
Hard
saw
shirt. The shirt goes hard. That's all you need. As a football team,
goes hard.
This is it.
That's all you need.
So just letters and
Yeah, just the letters, just the
I
words.
need a damn logo, eh?
Is that football? Oh, it's the Edmonton Wildcat Football Club.
Yeah.
That totally makes sense. I saw it. I didn't even know that Milne brought us a helmet yesterday, too.
Yeah.
The helmet's sitting out there. I saw it today. I was like,
We're,
oh, wow.
We're a Wildcat studio now. until
Wildcat
somebody else,
Studio.
You know,
Yeah.
you play the teams off each other. Now somebody has to bring more paraphernalia in, right? And then it's a Huskies studio.
We're waiting for you, Huskies. What are you doing? All right, what's going on, everybody? Thank you very much for joining us. You can obviously pound the box anytime. It is a game day. We have this local hockey team. Apparently, they actually play games. Apparently, the season is underway.
And not just outdoor ones on Sunday evenings.
Yeah, they play
Nickelback.
It's the rare in-house game at Rogers Place tonight against the Dallas Stars. We're going to set that one up as we work our way through the show this morning. The Dallas Stars beating the Calgary Flames, but let's be honest, who doesn't?
Well, they got tested, though.
They did get tested.
Flames took them to the limit.
Flames got the early jump in that one. Dallas managed to stick around and eventually come away with the victory. What a day for our crew yesterday here at Edmonton Sports
A
Talk.
charcuterie board.
Okay, yeah. I was just gonna say
That stole the show for me. I didn't know he put it together himself. I thought he bought it like that and just kind of brought it in and took off. He's cutting the cheese and putting it on the board himself.
I also did not know that till I saw an Instagram video yesterday from our office here. I was watching it last night. I was like, oh, Milne made the charcuterie board. And I will say, very professional looking charcuterie board.
Yeah.
Like it was divided up into like the crackers were just in the exact right place, 2 different types of cheeses, various meats. It was extremely well done. He actually drafted relatively well as well.
Yes, good performance for first time.
For a first timer, I don't think you can really ask for much more than a second place finish. And kind of like Brian Spillner in Fast and Furious, the first time he races Vin Diesel, all he's looking for is his respect, right?
He got it with the charcuterie board.
At least
He got
our respect.
He could have done what everyone in the draft. The charcuterie board got it for me.
I mean,
but,
you're also wearing a shirt that he brought you.
well, hey, the shirt, the scarf, the shades, that doesn't hurt either. But
That certainly
he
helps.
knows what buttons to push,
Yeah.
especially on that megaphone that he brought in as well.
This is Milne just buttering us all up.
He knows what he's doing,
Yes. Yeah. Anyway, did a pretty good job with the draft yesterday. We'll get into some draft results. I see all the messages already in the nasty chat this morning claiming justice for LT.
I had nothing to do with this.
What a day yesterday.
Hey,
What a day yesterday in the draft. We'll
what a day
obviously
for
dive
Tom.
into
That's the story here. I think we're
Tough.
burying the lead.
Tough pill to swallow for Tommy Gazzola, losing to a noob and a guy who had a pick voided yesterday.
Who he called out.
Yeah.
That was the strategy, and it's blown up in the front of his face.
I was a little surprised when Tommy popped up there and was this. I have what do you call it? A formal complaint I want to issue. So that was interesting. Lots.
Could have just let me drown with my pick.
He could have. He could have. I don't know if your pick or the void there would have got you more votes.
I know.
Yesterday.
I'm struggling to kind of.
Your thoughts on all of it, obviously, into the nasty chat, and you can text us 780-218-9999. Lots of text messages already rolling in. We will certainly get to those. Tommy Rebella to the inbox this morning with the how long has it been since the Oilers' last game? And then there's old Rose from Titanic, the gift that says, it's been 84 years. It kind of felt that way, doesn't it? Rolling through a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday with no Oilers game to set up is just, what is it, hogwash. That's what it is.
Well, you got winning on your lips, too. Like, you got that taste. You can taste it now, so it's, you kind of want to get back in the action, back in the fray, you know.
Bad idea. Like a bad break to have 3 days off. Now, they got to have the Halloween party, and they obviously got to celebrate a little bit after the Heritage Classic win. So,
I mean, look,
I'm sure they're not complaining, but
David must be rested up by now, 100%.
You have to think
if
he's
there was
feeling
any
pretty
question
good.
on Sunday, right?
If they don't come out, it's weird with the 3 days off. Are you coming out with a piss-hot start, or are you sitting there and you're like, oh, I haven't played hockey in 3 days?
Back to the Oilers that we knew earlier on in the.
Well, that's what you worry about.
Yeah.
If they come out tonight and lay a dud, the city is in full-blown panic mode again tomorrow morning on this station.
But I don't know, because nothing a matinee against Nashville on Saturday can't solve, too.
And that's the thing.
So you're up and you're down, and you're.
But if they were to
There's a
lose
toilet seat,
tonight,
right?
you've got 2 wins, and they were against Calgary, who's just brutal, and Nashville, who you always beat. You know, like, and Dallas is a stiff test. Outside of the Rangers, I think this is the stiffest test that they've had this year, and they might actually be better than Rangers. Now, you are getting them on a back-to-back. Jake Ottinger did play last night.
And he worked.
Ottinger was great. Ottinger's always great. I like Ottinger a lot. So we'll get into that as we work our way through the show this morning. Just a wonderful day here if you're one of our cool bettors who ride with us here on the Nielsen Show and the Lock Shop and pretty much everywhere yesterday where we couldn't get away from a win. It was Huss has now picked 11 straight Lock Shop play of the days in a row, which is insane. Mr. Lean went against his own team yesterday. They ended up losing, 3-0?
Yeah.
Is that what I said? 3-0, right?
Yeah.
So that wasn't good. We had the EST parlay, which was Texas Rangers to win the World Series. More on that in a second. Plus the Dallas Stars in regulation. Cash that bad boy like plus 325. Huss and I had like a plus 575 partner parlay. A 3-gamer in the NHL last night. That hit as well. It was.
Were you on the court?
It was beautiful.
Did you do them all? Did you do the betting equinox?
My lean yesterday in the NBA was Clippers plus the points because it was plus 6.5. And the damn Lakers and Clippers, man, they screwed me because, Clippers did cover. But where I got screwed was the fact that I was really planning on going to bed early last night. Like, I haven't slept more than 4.5 hours in like 4 days. And I was just like, oh, you know what? I'm going to go down, do a little bit of prep. Lakers ended up they were down by like 19 in the first half. I was just like, you know what? That's it. I'm going to go to bed now. Watch the final 3 innings of the World Series game. Congratulations to the Texas Creed Rangers for they're winning their first World Series. We'll get to that in a second. And then, I don't know, it was like midway through the third quarter of that Lakers game. I was like, I'll just check the score one more time before I go to bed. And I looked, and they started to storm back, and I was just like, damn it. I can't not stay up
you put
and watch the Lakers and Clippers.
You put them away, then you just had to check the score.
I know. I should have never checked
even
back.
if you do it on your phone,
Yeah.
the temptation isn't right there to keep watching, I guess.
I know, I was
But
just
you're,
part of me is like, well, you know what? I could go to bed and just throw it on the iPad and watch a little bit and fall asleep. But then how am I supposed to be all-time LeBron guy, and he's absolutely cooking in the second half of a game against a Clippers team that's beaten them 11 games in a row? How am I supposed to be that guy and not stay up to watch
LeBron
the
could be
game?
playing home games in Hawaii, and you would still feel the need, the duty,
Yes.
if you will, to stay up and watch him.
Yes, I
Right?
would.
It's a duty.
Yeah, well, I had to. So I'm tired, but Tales of the North will get us going.
And you're happy.
A couple of these DB Waters will
win.
get us going. I was very happy to see the win. LeBron is a freak. I mean, he's a freak. He's in year 21. He had 35 points in last night's game, including in overtime. Austin Reeves, Hillbilly Kobe, throwing up a lob for him, and he just comes flying in. Like, in year 21, his head is almost still at the rim, and he's just throwing it down. It was worth losing sleep over, But at the same time, man, it would have been nice if they could have been up by 20 at like halftime and just cruised, and I could have gone to bed at 9:45. But
Looks like a lot of people follow the old lock shop. This is like a wild card Major League Baseball dressing room after a win. The champagne the goggles are out and the champagne is flowing here. Like people are.
I do wish we could all come together as like cool bettors and lock shoppers and just last night be like, we've done it.
It's pretty celebratory in here. Right?
Well, it should be.
Yes.
It should be a conch for everybody.
Cash it.
A conch for everybody who rode with us on multiple parlays yesterday. If you got on the Mr. Lean, I mean, everybody's fired up today. It's a glorious place to be. Yes. Let's cash some more winners today. We'll lay out the show for you here, and you'll find out when we're going to be diving into some more action. We'll obviously have like an Oilers special thrown up today as well, but maybe we get a little parlay along the way. I know the Cool Bet boys would certainly like that. And how about these mystery donuts that were in here today? I guess we got to the bottom of it, but we came in and there was like a full 12-pack of donuts just sitting here from Wi-Fi guy. We had a Wi-Fi guy come by yesterday. Wi-Fi guy.
Wi-Fi guy. Fun guy, that Wi-Fi guy.
Wi-Fi guy came by. Huge internet nerd, but really helpful. He wanted to take a look at. He wanted to diagnose the internet situation, which is kind of neat.
That box of donuts, I'd be more like if there were a few gone, I'd be like, oh.
Yeah, that's
the
why
fact
I was like,
that it's
what's
still
this?
full, it kind of creeps me out. Like I kind of don't
It's
want
not full anymore.
Oh, okay. Now I don't
had
feel
one.
so bad.
I think Maddie had one too.
I'll dive right in there then.
Yeah. So it was good.
That was thanks to Chris, North Star Technologies, northstartechnologies.ca. He's helping sort out our Wi-Fi issues. He
What
can
was
help
the
you out.
diagnosis?
Well, we're gonna have a new access point, so he's got to put our modem into an bridge mode and then add a new access point. And we'll see how that goes.
Point. Cool.
He's got to order that. He's coming in. But if you need anything, he does Starlink installs, does all sorts of things. If you're having issues with
He
your
doesn't do donuts
internet,
for every order, does he? Is that part of the?
I can't-
Is a special EST
Per
thing?
I
request.
can't
Per
Thanks,
request.
Chris.
say yay or nay to that one. He brought it to us, but North Start Technologies.ca.
North Start or North
North
Star?
Star. Sorry, I was
North Star.
North Star Technologies, but that T kind of messed with me there.
North Star.
North Star Technologies.ca. Chris, local business that just is out there to help people make sure that they have their internet.
That's really nice.
Love it.
That's really nice of him. I also like any sort of company that's called North Star. It just sounds
Like the
cool,
hockey
doesn't
team.
it? Like,
It reminds me of the
Minnesota
hockey
North
team
Stars.
again, yeah.
I think they were back in Cranbrook in the day. There was North Star GMC Chevrolet, something along those lines. So, yeah, if you need a tech guy, go check this guy out. He obviously is really nice because he brought donuts. Big time move.
Whether or
time
not he
move.
brings donuts for you, but that just signals to the individual he is.
If you're in a business, you should at least be arriving with Timbits. But if you decide to roll in with the donuts, this guy's the real deal. All right, first hour of the show is going to look like this. We are going to get into what some people are describing as the Lieutenant Eric screw job. So we'll go there.
Bret Hart comparisons I saw online.
That was Troy
various
who put
memes.
that together. I was like, come on, man. We'll recap the draft. We'll get into Tales of the North today around 6:30. What time is it now? 6:13. If you need a conscious morning, let us know. Pound that box, 780-218-9999. The Paris Jewelers inbox. Just to Matt and the crew over at Paris Jewelers. I'll be by later on today to pick up my Edmonton Sports Talk draft championship ring. We'll get to that as we work our way through the show today. Wouldn't that be great?
Championship ring.
It would be nice to get some sort of like, I don't know, like a super cheap ring
Yeah, I
that
don't mind
everybody
that.
can get if you win one, and then you
So
can put them in
this
your
is-
ears and make Patrick Waugh jokes.
So this is like for each winner. Like this isn't something like the mitt that's passed around. You get
No,
yours.
this is
and
it's
this
a keeper ring.
yours. Yeah, I like
It's
that.
a keeper ring. I mean, I could talk to Furby because Furby at Popeyes
I
here
really like that.
also owns Legend rings, but. I mean, I don't think I can get Furby to give us like a $250 ring every 3 weeks. Like I just,
We'll meet
I
in the
don't know
middle
if that
somewhere.
works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember Tommy holding up his hands yesterday because of all the rings on it.
I've got all these rings.
Weighing him down
Tommy's got 10 fingers, finished with less percentage of the votes in the draft yesterday.
Meanwhile, I want to like McMahon spitting in my face.
Well, we'll get into that as we work our way through the show. Tales of the North, though, at 6:30. We are going to crack some packs coming up around 6:45 today. If your friends aren't aware of the Nielsen Show and Edmonton Sports Talk yet, make sure you tell them all about us. because we think they'd enjoy the content too. Jamie McLennan was traveling yesterday due to work. He's going to join us today, which is great. We'll have Noodles help us set up the Oilers and the Dallas Stars. Cool Bet hotline of the day as the boys try to stay red hot.
Probably a little on the Sens beat as well, hey?
A few things
Speaking
going on
of
there.
hot, a little hot in the nation's capital.
A few things going on there, right? Now Pierre Doran won't be able to try to negotiate trades with members of the local media. How's that gonna go over now, right? I got beef. 7:30 today. We'll get into I got beef. Ian Rapoport's gonna pop by. Where are you at tonight, buddy?
Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge, Century Casino on Fort Road, where every day is game day. It's the Steelers and Titans this evening, and it's Thursday, and you know what that means. Smoked brisket cheesesteak, $9.99 all night long. Come on down. I'll buy you a drink. I'll even buy you a sandwich.
You're going to buy sandwiches?
I'll buy you a smoked brisket cheesesteak. Come down, give me a little massage, a little rub on the shoulders. I'll know what that means, and I'll get. Now, come down. It's a great night. Should be a great night. Should be a pretty good game. Will Levis.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Steelers D. It's
both teams are at that
middling
meh-ish
AFC
level.
Yeah.
Where you're like, oh man, two meh teams.
Something's got to give.
This is gonna be a great game.
And we'll have the Stars and Oilers on as well. So lots to choose from in the sporting landscape. Raptors and Sixers too. Little Nick Nurse reunion again. 2.0.
Nick Nurse revenge game again. So that'll be exciting. You get it all.
Good
so
night.
many screens,
Great
so many
night.
sports.
Yeah.
Century Casino Sports Bar.
The ponies, the dogs.
And lounge, right? 3 questions too many. Kind of easy trivia coming up just after 8 o'clock today as well. And an orange and blue breakfast. We've got a new sponsor on board. So we'll dive into that around 8:30 today. We'll give you Lieutenant Eric's key to a victory. My game day prediction. Take a look at your projected lineups tonight with one Sam Gagner in the mix for the Edmonton Oilers. Here we are in 2023. Insert Paul Rudd gif where it's like, what's that one? I didn't think we'd be here right now, or me neither, or whatever.
Top 6, top 3.
That's what we're sitting here right now with Sam Gagner. Lots of good suggested names for Sam Gagner on Tales of the North yesterday. I threw that out late last night. As always, many of you delivered with some good names. I've used a couple of them thrown into the script for Tales of the North today, so you're going to want to be here for that one. Chris Sadaway. Thanks, EST. Cashed so many tickets last night. Had enough bank to sprinkle Argos Grey Cup and Bengals AFC futures. Keep up the good work. Now, that's what I like to call a fellow DGen. Stay cool, bet responsibly. But if you do win big on a random Wednesday night, sprinkle Argos Grey Cup futures.
Big football guy there. Love it. Both sides of the border. Hey.
Makes sense. This one is in, and it just is in all caps, LFG, Mr. Lean, EST Parlay, Lock Shop. That guy has,
you need the champagne.
that guy has
Maddie's
no
got
idea.
goggles on, you know.
Morning, boys. I won my first parlay yesterday. Booyah! Conch me, North Side Adam. Beautiful. Love it. Guys, during the 9th inning last night, while realizing I'm about to cash a futures bet on the Texas Rangers from 2 months ago, I thought to myself, what would Eric Macramala do? So I started putting together a list of intros, and I cannot wait to unleash them next Wednesday. What a weird way to be inspired. You're sitting there watching the Rangers, about to cash a futures ticket. Love it. Probably a great number.
Yeah.
Really good number considering where they were at 2 months ago. And then you said, wow, how am I going to celebrate? Oh, I know. I'm going to sit down and start banging out some Macramala intros. That's why we love you. That's why we love you.
Man, with that AL West race and everything, like just going back.
Would have been pretty good, right?
Man.
Guys, I'm listening on the TuneIn app. What a time to be alive. Let's go. That's in from Joe Not Exotic. That's good, too. Keep these text messages rolling in. Hello, fellows. Power went out at work first thing this morning, so I've been plugged into a power bank, munching data, and catching up on yesterday's oil stream. Doritos are elite because of the scrumptious powder on them. Otherwise, nobody would ever eat a corn chip ever.
A lot of
Tommy and I got into that yesterday. I was saying I'm not a big corn chip guy.
A friendly wager was placed, or what?
Actually, we did. We had a handshake bet on whether or not Connor Brown would score 40 points this year. I don't know if Tommy's decision making was just horrible from start to finish yesterday. Like he's still like unraveling coming out of the draft.
Pony? Has he jumped off the Yanmark horse mid race and kind of?
It would be great if Connor Brown can somehow drop a 40 spot this season, but I just don't see him getting there at this point. Will he be better than he has been from a production level? Well, you hope so, because he's got 0 points right now. But is he going to put together 40 points in just over 70 games?
The drive to 40.
So now Tommy has to buy me a bag of Cool Ranch Doritos.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
And what if you had to
I
say
had to buy him
Brown
corn
scores
chop.
50
I did corn chips.
corn chips?
Yeah, I guess he loves corn chips. Yeah, exactly, Eric.
Okay.
Like I said, Tommy's decision-making
Strange.
was questionable at best. Sam Gagner's going to slide in, make his Oilers debut. Does he get 8 points? And if not, what's wrong with him?
Well, that'd be a nice little
Wouldn't that be
debut
something?
number, whatever it is. I mean, I doubt that. I don't think the expectations. We're talking Connor Brown here, but Sam Gagner. I mean,
I thought you brought him up to help the bottom six, though, Rick.
glue guy, right? Glue guy here. It's a glue guy of a sense.
Actually, it's a really good point.
Again, I say glorified mascot, good for the room, maybe discipline. I don't know what you want to do. It's not for the points, but if it is for the points, that's an added bonus.
That would be a.
I mean, it couldn't hurt,
right?
I guess, but.
Let's see here. Let's get to this one. Came in at 5:41 this morning. Good morning, boys. How about an early morning conch? I'm heading to Banff for a conference later today with my wife, and I'm driving, so she's letting me pick what we're going to listen to. I choose. You remember that's one of my favorite Simpson lines. I choose Dusty and Lieutenant Eric, EST Nielsen Show podcast for the next 3 hours. Buckle up, boys. You're going on a road trip. Have a great show. Predicting an Oilers 4-0 win tonight. 3 goals from the bottom 6 and another one from Vinny. It's going to be a great night. Let's go. Yours truly, Downtown Double D, and hopefully a new Morning Nasty fan, Captain C.
He's off to a start.
Yeah, that sounds that for a romantic couple. Downtown Double D and Captain C.
Couple drinks already in, but
Yeah.
it's outstanding. Bookmark that. If that happens, I mean, we'd like to celebrate it. Yeah, just put it in
Don't think I need to.
put it in the drawer.
If the Oilers win tonight 4-0, and 3 of their goals are from the bottom 6, and the other one is from Vincent Desharnais, I will drive to Banff myself and kiss both this man and his wife on the lips.
Hot dog, I love it.
Swear to God, if that happens, I will not be in tomorrow because I will be driving to Banff to kiss Downtown Double D and Captain C smack dab on the lips. Both of them. Whew. Yeah. It's going to be really weird if they're up 3-0 and Desharnais gets a breakaway.
There's a lot of things that'll have to happen.
The
chip bet is more of a safe one, I guess.
That's a
more
good
of
one. Driving back to Cologne and listening to you loud and clear. I need to get help with my handle. Cole, the former sponsor, or Side Hustle Cole. Side Hustle Cole does have a nice ring to it.
Both kind of wordy, yeah.
What about Coley Hustle instead of Charlie Hustle? Could be something that you could be something that you get to. I do love hearing people just driving, listening on TuneIn. How great is that? Morning, gents. Could I please get a conch for local product? Brandon Byro, who scored his first 2 NHL goals in only his second NHL game last night for the Sabres in a win versus the Flyers. Fun fact, his first one was on Carter Hart, a former Sherwood Park kid, as is he. Wow, how about that? All right, let's dish out a conch for Brandon Byro last night. All right, Oilers, Stars. We're going to continue to set this up throughout the morning. Tales of the North in about 10 minutes. We've waited long enough to dive into yesterday's first Edmonton Sports Talk draft. Some people are referring to it as a screw job. I refer to it as a blowout. I mean, my victory was never in doubt.
We're not even talking about the win.
Nobody's even talking
about the win.
Nobody's even talking. No, I did see some people be like, Dusty, this was an absolute master class. And, I mean, I think it came together relatively nicely. And I did call my shot when we were breaking it down yesterday and we were all bitching and arguing about everything that happened. I just said, it doesn't matter because I'm going to win when people see Mr. Miyagi and Mick and Ted Lasso at the top of my open group.
How did Lasso fall that far?
I don't know.
I know we were all joking around, but I from all of us, the 3 other, I thought one of us would have scooped him up. I just kind of forgot he was there.
It was weird at that point. I said, well, I basically have to take. I think I got him.
In the face.
What did I get him in the 5th round?
And he was on your draft prep sheet, which I got.
That was right at the top list.
When you had it all open, laying out for everybody to see, I glanced over and Lasso's pictures at the top of the list.
Final results were 44.9% for the dub, so that's nice. 25.4% for Glue Guy making his first draft appearance. Really solid effort. 20.4% for Lieutenant Eric, who had a pick voided by Commissioner Awanek.
Playing a man short.
And then Tommy Gazzola, who had all of his picks on the board, which probably ended up hurting him in the end. 9.4% of the vote. Now, we're going to get to the screw job in a second, and we'll let Commissioner Awanek chime in. But I just want to compare the team that won it to the team that finished with 9% of the vote. Tell me how I drafted this team and Tommy drafted his team. I had, in the open category, Mr. Miyagi, Ted Lasso, Mick from Rocky, Patches of Houlihan, and then Connor O'Neill, Keanu Reeves, and Hardball. My speech was Herb Brooks' Miracle. Hockey coach was Gordon Bombay. Football coach was Tony D'Amato. Basketball coach was Jimmy Dolan. Baseball coach was Lou Brown, Major League. I mean, come on. Assistant coach was Phil Brickma, Rookie of the Year. And then I had John Kreese from Karate Kid as my villain.
I wanted Brickma bad.
You did want Brickma bad, didn't you?
I wanted him bad.
Well,
Great
I got him relatively late, too, especially when Tommy used the 4-5 swing on a speech and an assistant coach. What the hell was he thinking? I said, if Tommy can get through 4-5 good, we could be in trouble. Instead, he absolutely pooped his pants in the 4-5 swing.
White pants.
His first pick was the Hoosier speech from Coach Norman Dale.
I thought the speeches would have been that final category that we're all mad scrambling last round. And we just kind of...
They were. Like
I know.
I took my speech with my second last pick, and I got Herb Bloody Brooks from Miracle on Ice.
Here he is, kind of, got to hop on this now.
He goes and drops that one on us, and then he goes, and with my next pick, the assistant coach category, I almost pissed myself. and then he goes, I'll take Coach Beard from Ted Lasso, which is great. He was the number 2 assistant coach on my list.
I got the other one.
But I would have never touched him in the first 8 rounds of this draft. So Tommy ends up with Apollo Creed in his open category, Apollo Creed, the coach from Mr. Baseball, Danny O'Shea from Little Giants, Morris Buttermaker, and then Rocky Balboa. So he got Apollo and Rocky. Norman Dale, his hockey coach was some guy named Ronnie from the Goon. Herman Boone, remember the Titans. Coach Carter, Jimmy Dugan, Coach Beard, and then had the dentist as his villain. 9.4% of the vote, one of the worst showings we've ever seen. And then there was the screw job, and I guess this is where we have to.
Well, I'm just saying, is that 9.4 out of somewhat hatred? Some people voting against Tom based on everything that.
Do you think that's what it was?
The draft. I would say not just based on his roster alone. I think some of it had to do with that as well.
Tommy came in. First of all, Glue Guy rattled him instantly. Second of all, when I went out there pre-draft, he was laying out on the reclining couch, like fully stretched back. And I was like, this looks like a nervous lay. Like, I've never seen you lay right out like this first thing in the morning. He goes, no, I'm just relaxed. And the phrase is there chirping him. He's like, no, Glue Guy's got him rattled.
Well, phrase in those pants, I think, distracted all of us.
Yeah.
We were all rattled in those Lululemons that he was
a couple times
there.
I wanted to say the phrase, hey, man, nice ass.
I said it to him multiple times just morning. It was
Look great. Look great, dude.
But then T-Roy's getting drunk. I mean, lots was happening.
Well, and then Tommy he was really spicy during the draft yesterday, and I don't think Tommy operates well when he's getting fired up. So then you go and pick Ogie Ogletorp, who didn't have any coaching experience, and Millen did question it right off the top. He was just like, are we sure he's a coach? And we're just all like, I just kind of assumed you would have known. I didn't know. I was just like, whatever. Let's kind of keep rolling here. Matty didn't deny it. And then Tommy, when we get to the break, goes, I have a formal complaint. And he's got his laptop out. Biggest nerd in the draft.
TSN Turning Point.
Has his laptop out, calls you on it. Commish voids the pick, leaves it open.
And I think at the moment, just let's rewind here a bit. I was fine with whatever. I put my hands up in the air. I said, you got me.
Yep.
And I looked at the commish. I said, whatever we need to do here.
You handled it well.
I really didn't fight this at all. I knew I picked somebody somebody suggested Ogletorp in either Twitter or whatever. And I wrote it down. So I kind of went off that advice.
Double check.
Double check.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen Slapshot. I get it now. But that was a screw up. My hands were in the air.
So then later on, Glue Guy tries to draft Jordan Belfort as a sales coach, which is a little bit of a gray area. Commish denies the pick, allows him to re-pick right away, whereas your pick was voided, but it wasn't voided for rounds later. So let's bring in a guy who, as per usual, took a ton of heat during the draft, very much after the draft. I'm not going to lie. I had a great time looking online and reading people who were just like, oh, Wannick's done it again. You have to ban the commish. Why did you guys even bring this guy to EST? Commish, do you have some sort of statement? Or would you
No, I don't need a statement. I got lots I could say here.
Okay.
Look, if Eric had a good enough team to win, he would have won. One pick wouldn't have made a difference. One pick's not making a difference. And he even had the martyr vote, and you still couldn't get it done. So, like...
I love us going after a martyr vote in these drafts now.
Tommy's going to go for voided next time.
I think I had a bit of a history back at the old place. In moments where I stopped a pick in the moment, I usually gave the person the chance. When we had to go back, I usually would have voided that pick then, just outright voided it. And so I think it's still kept in with past rulings that I did. It wasn't caught in the moment. I don't have every single coach and TV coach around on some sort of database that I could reference towards.
It's a great idea, though.
I don't have a NHL central registry in terms of who can or can't be taken where we go through everything. It's going to be too large.
You're doing a lot.
So, and like, well, yesterday I was not in a spot where I could research and look up things in the moment very quickly. I was kneeling. I was sitting on my knees, like it wasn't. So that part, I'll take part of that. Okay. Straight up that it got past me right off the bat. We'll absolutely do that, but it did. When we went back, I stuck with what I've done in the past, and also just when it comes to Glue Guy and the thing with him, his was a gray area. His was a coach still that was on a movie, but it didn't fall into what I would describe as the spirit of the draft, which is sports. So I gave him the chance to redo it. Eric didn't even take a coach, period.
But it was a sport.
But there was no coach.
But I captured the spirit of
the spirit was a sports coach, not just sport.
That's
where
I'm all for anything. I find it funny that Tom and his, I have no gripes with the commissioner's
Well,
office.
in the end, if Tom doesn't say anything and this all happens, I post. It doesn't get anything happen. There is no martyrism when it comes to Eric, and
I still
Tommy
win by
gets away.
18%.
It's ultimately when there's that big of a difference, and when second place isn't even look, whether Glue Guy has Belford or I don't even know who he took instead there, that's not changing the vote either. The draft was not won or lost with those picks. Let's just be clear here. So everyone that wants to see fire one, go away.
So you're not
go away. No one cares.
For LT
None of those people. You couldn't handle being a commissioner.
Oh.
So back off. They couldn't even handle the heat of just being a spectator inside that draft room, let alone being one of the people drafting, let alone being the commissioner.
It's hot under
Just sit at home, watch it, and be quiet.
By the way, a lot of people did watch it.
Just kidding.
It was
That's good. Yeah.
Actually, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was great. I can't wait for the next
Oilers didn't play till tonight. We had a week.
Yeah,
this is why we do these.
Everything I just said is in jest. I just want some people to know that.
Yeah.
Honestly, we talked about it yesterday. It was the perfect amount of a mess.
Yeah, it was nice. It was a nice way to start.
The whole everything that happened yesterday, from Glenn Suter coming on, calling you Daryl, but then also having friendship bracelets that he wants to purchase.
Kick the whole thing
So as you guys said, T-Roy coming in and just drinking all. You just
my ex-brother-in-law came in yesterday and had 4 beers.
He drank 5 liters of Monster Clamato.
Yeah, and then watched the draft and just chirped with Phrase.
And then Frey's showing up, texting us, and running here from his car delership
in Spruce
to Milne, bringing in all the merch
and the megaphone
and the megaphone and the charcuterie board, to Tommy being just very spicy.
And us launching Mott's Clamato Caesars as a presenting sponsor on the Hangout.
It was just in all the perfect mess that we had yesterday for day one. Just quickly before I've talked long enough here. There are things we know we need to improve. My mic needs to be improved. I think we fixed that.
Last night it was low, yeah.
And it was also then too high and stuff. So I think I've got that figured out. But if there's anything else that you think as viewers, as people that are fans of these drafts, let us know. Let us know if there's ways. And look, are we going to be able to? Any idea you throw out? No. But is it something we could look into? 100%. So if you have anything, besides Firewarnick, we already know that one. Besides that one, if there's anything else, please let us know.
I think if we can get that little desk set up in there for you, I wouldn't mind a camera on it and have commish cam and the white banner on the left side. Yeah. I think that would eventually help.
With a big gavel.
We'll get the draft sounders going again and stuff. So, yeah, I think it's good. Low expectations into the nasty chat says, commissioner of a league with your buddies, you need to run it with an iron fist. Otherwise, you know what? Gets out of control. Go, Maddie. Yeah, so that's nice. This one is in and says, for the draft yesterday, it's funny this came up because we talked about this after. For the draft yesterday, would the commish have allowed the greatest coach ever, Yoda, to have been selected? And Yoda was at the bottom of my list. I was like, if I'm like struggling and I got to try to spin a vote one way or the other, I was going to go after the Star Wars boys, but you said you don't know enough about Star Wars that you might have allowed it. Like,
I know Yoda. I know who Yoda is. I just don't know.
What color is Yoda, Matty?
Green.
Okay, good.
But I don't know the Star. I've never watched all the movies.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's some sort of sport in there that he's a coach of. I honestly don't know.
He really trains people with the Force and lightsabers.
Okay, so what would have happened in that one, I'm sure. Because I know Yoda, and because I know that's Star Wars, and like Belfort, I knew. I don't know if I would have denied it right away. I probably would have had to take a pause to do a little look, or thrown it out to our listeners to help me with, is Yoda one of those? Because I'm not a Star Wars person, but I know it enough that I know who Yoda is that I would have paused. You couldn't have snuck that one by me, but I wouldn't have immediately avoided it because I also don't know.
Can you finish this sentence? Do or do not? There is no.
No.
Oh, wow.
I have no idea what you're
No. No, there is no. There is no try. That's the finish. Oh, by the way, how about Tommy Gazzola's Rocky Balboa impression out of nowhere?
That was something that we can really.
That was fun. That was fun.
Feed off of here moving forward.
Continue to learn a lot of new things about our friends here at Edmonton Sports Talk.
Oilers Stars pregame show, all Rocky Balboa tonight. Hey?
I want, you guys should start doing a thing on the post-game show, like the Rocky Balboa grinder of the game. And then Tommy has to give his thoughts on that guy in Rocky Balboa impression voice. I think that's good. RCN says, I'm not saying that the draft itself was the best ever, but the draft show was the best ever, right? And that's our first draft show in that format, and it's only going to get better. Yeah. We're going to continue. Like, imagine getting Fraze in on a draft, actually.
Oh, God.
Like, I don't even know if that's a good idea. Maddie's shaking his head. He's
I don't think he'd do well. He'd be the guy that's sitting there thinking, I got the greatest pick ever. And he would be the guy that picks something like meatloaf for Christmas. You know?
Right. He'd just go in and torpedo the thing.
But he'd think he was crushing it.
There'd be a lot of...
He would sit there going, you guys, I as a commissioner, you're all idiots. You don't know anything. I'm the best. But he would have the utter worst draft.
Well, it was weird yesterday because he stand outside the room and basically every time I made a pick, Fraze was like... And I was just like... I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing right now that I'm getting the Fraze support.
Every time I made a pick, I looked at him for approval. That's kind of what you're like, is that okay?
But then you selected your final pick.
Troy's taking it.
Was a Fraze pick. He said it to you.
But we said nobody can enter that room, right? Once the combatants are in, the draft is going.
There's no teams can't come in the chat.
Texting, you can.
We always
through a piece of paper.
You're always on your phone. I can't stop the phones.
No, you can't.
So if I'm going to allow the old school, hey, go for it.
AI.
I should pull that up. How easy is that?
What's that?
ChatGPT.
Yeah, you
Tom
do
drafting
that.
with his AI.
Okay, so here's what we got. We got to do Tales of the North. We got Crack Pack coming up. Jamie McLennan subbed the Oilers and the Dallas Stars. In order to change into our swag, you want to do a quick update? You want to bang out a quick update?
I can do both at the same time.
I'll get ready. Okay. Then you can, that's what we'll do. So let's do an update, and then we'll get into Tales of the North, and we'll crack some packs coming up here before 7 o'clock this morning.
For the first time in its 63-year history, the Texas Rangers are World Series champions. They shut out the Diamondbacks 5-0, taking the series in 5 games. Rangers also a perfect 11-0 on the road during the postseason. On the ice, the Ducks beat Arizona 4-3 in overtime. Avs topped the Blues 4-1. Sabres over Philly 5-2. Jay Gottinger, 43 saves. Stars would hold on to defeat the Flames 4-3. Oilers host Dallas tonight. You can join Tom Gazzola for the Oil Stream pre- and post-game shows. Coverage begins at 5:30 right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. On the court last night, Raptors snapped a 3-game slide with a 130-111 home court win over the Bucks. Raps will visit Nick Nurse and the Sixers later tonight. Out west, LeBron James, 35 points. Lakers top the Clippers 130-125 in overtime. Week 9 of the NFL kicks off tonight. You can join me at the Century Casino Sports Bar Lounge when the Titans visit the Steelers. It'll be your next chance to qualify into a draw for a trip for 2 to LA to catch the Rams and Browns. The Century Casino Sports Bar Lounge at Century Casino Fort Road, where every day is game day.
The Nielsen Show featuring Lieutenant Eric. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
.640. It is the Nielsen Show on a game day. Thank you very much for being here. I think Lieutenant Eric might have had some malfunctions with the
costume issues
with the costume, but he'll be in just a second.
I just tried the chat GPT and stuff.
Does it give you a better team?
It's actually
than
not
Tommy's?
bad.
Really?
Well, I just asked who should I select for best TV and movie coaches, and they say it's subjective, but they gave me Coach Boone, Coach Taylor, Coach Bombay, Mickey, Coach Brown, Coach Carter, Coach Hayden Fox. They gave me 12.
I think I have 4 of those guys.
And then best sports movie and TV speeches, and then they gave me a bunch there too.
Yeah, ChatGPT's nuts.
Oh my God.
Give me the 12. I want to just see who are the 12.
12.
The 12 coaches.
It says here are some iconic coaches from both TV movies to consider for your draft. 1, Coach Herman Boone, remember the Titans. Coach Eric Taylor, Friday Night Lights. Coach Gordon Bombay, the Mighty Ducks. Mickey Goldmill, Rocky. Coach Dale Brown, the Rookie. Coach Ken Carter, Coach Carter. Coach Hayden Fox from Coach. Coach Tammy Taylor, Friday Night Lights.
Oh,
which is
drafted.
That's an interesting one. Coach Herb Brooks, Miracle. Yeah. Coach Tony D'Amato, Any Given Sunday. Coach Whitty Durham, One Tree Hill. And then Coach Red Ballou, The Replacements, Gene Hackman.
Okay, he was drafted yesterday.
Yeah.
Somebody took him on.
So that's the 12 that they give me.
I saw something on Twitter as well. Milos, from Seinfeld.
Yeah, Milos would have been a good one.
I think that was Surveyor Brett.
Was that Surveyor Brett? Yeah, that was...
Slipped through our fingers.
That was good. All right, let's see here. Wheels is in. It says, boys, we need a conch for Sam Gagner. Everyone, please convince the boys to give Sam a conch. You don't have to convince everybody, man. We'll give Sam a conch. That's no problem. Welcome back. What we do need is for you to hammer that thumbs up button if you're watching right now. Let's go. Pound that thing. It's a game day. Oilers versus the Dallas Stars. We're dressed up like a couple of fools / legends. If you can't give us a thumbs up for that, what will you ever do to give us a thumbs up? All right. What was the issue, buddy? What happened there? I heard you swearing and everything. You were
One of my medallions fell off, and then I had to...
You already fixed it.
Yeah, it's just a pin.
I lost... look at this. This is broken. It used to be tied right here.
You know, that's what happens when you get into so many of these battles over the years, hey? The armor
Vicious
and the...
Battle after battle.
The swords get to a weekend. And
the entire time. All right. Oilers and Stars tonight. I think this is going to be a good one to set up for you. Noodles will join us coming up here shortly. We'll get his thoughts on the Dallas Stars. Second half of a back-to-back. Kind of got to take advantage of them tonight, don't you think? We'll get into that here. But are you ready to go? Ready to go here
Yes.
for some Tales of the North? Your swords, are they ready to go?
Yes.
All right. Here we go. Let's set up this game tonight.
Mason Marchment.
Tonight in the North, just days removed from the spoils of victory in battle against their great rivals to the South, Leon the Lionheart and his warriors wrapped in orange and blue, prepared to defend the district once more. A group of invaders from the state of the Lone Star make the trek north upon the path of Queen Elizabeth, second of her name. They too laying a beat down upon the Saddle Dome's suckiest bunch of sucks that ever sucked. Ice time no longer be a thorn in the side of Evander the Great. Sir Swag himself emerging from the doldrums of the Schneid and becoming a force, stating his dominance verbally. What is anyone here going to do, he claimed, at the Classic in honor of heritage. All eyes tonight will be on he who returns Sam the Loyal, son of Dave, Iron Hip, back once again where his journey began, hoping a third time will indeed be a charm and end with his lips suckling at the teat of Lord Stanley's chalice. These are the tales of the North, and may they be heard far and wide across this great land. Ooh, we got a game tonight, don't we?
I had a word for him in the opening, and I saw the definition as I was about to read it, and I decided not to.
Okay.
So we'll just leave it at that. We don't need to.
I
don't need to ask any questions.
I was waiting for so much more on Marchment, and then nothing happened. I was like, "What is going on here?"
It's for the best.
Still, the nice return of Sam Gagner. If you do have any other handles and names for Sam Gagner moving forward, hit us up. 780-218-9999 in the Paris Jewelers inbox. Maybe, just maybe, you end up winning. Whoa, I knocked my mic sock off, boys. There it is. Maybe, look how weird this mic is without the mic sock on.
Well, it's a regular microphone underneath.
I guess it is.
How many that?
Maybe you win text of the day with a good handle for Sam Gagner.
Did we get a name count? Did you have a specific number of?
Well, what do we call him here? Let's see.
Did you get London's Night?
No, I didn't. Oh, London's Night's a good one.
London's Night.
He just replies to my tweet last night? Or
yeah.
Okay, what else is it? Because I got He Who Returns, Sam the Loyal, Son of Dave. I threw in Iron Hip, even though probably no iron in his hips, but he has had the double hip surgery, so I thought that might work.
Once great, thrice wise.
Thrice wise. Yeah, that's not bad, actually. I think Sam the Loyal and Iron Hip really sort of hit, though. That was pretty good, I thought.
It's got the long-windedness.
Yeah, it works out really well. There you go. Tales of the North. Get you fired up for the Oilers and the Dallas Stars. Tell your friends. Watch for it to pop up on its own YouTube channel today as well. And we'll set up the game from a serious note with Jamie McLennan when he joins us. Dallas is just so deep. Checking in on that game a bit last night.
Another one of those teams with 4 lines.
Yeah, like they are significantly deeper than the Edmonton Oilers. Now, they don't have McDavid. They don't have Draisaitl. Their top-end guys are like point-per-game guys, Rupe Hintz and Robertson, right? They're going to get you – Robertson gets you 40 and 40, 40 and 45. Rupe Hintz somewhere between 70 and 80 points. But their bottom 6 compared to the Oilers' bottom 6 is like me drafting versus Tommy Gazzola yesterday. Like, it's just extremely lopsided. So how do you counteract that? Can the Oilers – do they need to have – a solid game from the bottom 6 tonight to have success? That's usually not how it works. It's kind of always a bonus, I guess, at that point. But the Dallas Stars are rolling their third line, Matt Duchene, Tyler Seguin, and Mason Marchment. And then their fourth line, Ty Dellandrea, Sammy Steele, and Craig Smith. And on top of that, they can play 12 forwards.
Yeah.
So that kind of helps them in that spot as well. Freezerbag is in. It says, Dallas barely beat the crap Flames. Yeah, but Dallas also has 1 regulation loss this season. So they're a really good hockey team. We'll see how it sorts it out tonight, but we'll dive into that with Jamie McLennan coming up here in just a moment. Crack some packs here coming up. Scott in the nasty chat says, in Gagner's first time in Edmonton, my daughter thought he was like a hobbit. She called him Sam Wise, the hobbit. We had a lot of Sam Wise that were trickling in last night on Twitter as well. Guys, how can it not be Sam Wise? Well, because it's just too obvious. That's why I didn't go with Sam Wise.
Yeah, that's why you really go out somewhere else without the old Sam Wise thing even attached or even thought of. That's the challenge for the exercise. Calling it now, Sam is the first to get the cup after Connor.
I saw Merds texted that in, didn't he?
So here we are.
Don't think so. If they were to win the Stanley Cup, and to do that, they're going to have to win more than 2 games over a stretch like this. But Connor would hand it to Leon for sure. I would like to see him hand it to the Nuge, though. I would like to see the Nuge be the first guy to get it from Connor McDavid. Guys, second back-to-back, and Ottinger played in Calgary last night. I feel optimistic. That's it from Jonathan.
No.
And there are reasons to feel optimistic for sure. And that's why I don't want to go as far, though, as saying they should win this hockey game.
Scott Wedgwood masterclass upcoming.
Yeah, and Dallas is a really good hockey team.
Where have you heard that before?
It's an opportunity missed if you can't take advantage of the Dallas Stars in the second half of back-to-back, but still a pretty good team. I got some packs to crack. They're just they're in my bag over here. I'm just gonna grab.
Okay.
I'll just grab them quickly. We just got 4 packs to crack.
So, that draft yesterday. Hey, that was something else. We had a good time, and times were had, stories were told. What do we got here? You got multiple. It's not just a one pack.
I got CFL.
Ooh.
And I tie it into some MOP talk because see the finals. It's all locked in. Brady Oliveira, Chad Kelly.
Yeah. Okay. That's kind of where we've been.
That's kind of what we were
right?
thinking. We can try to. So these are the new CFL ones. Well, yesterday at Wayne's, they dropped the SPA. SP Authentic is out, so if you want to get your hands on that. Then they got some new World Junior stuff out as well. And, of course, you can get your hands on the CFL cards at Wayne's, too. Just north of West Edmonton Mall, there's that mini mall.
With the Italian Center Shop.
Italian Center Shop is technically in a different mini mall, but it's in that, it's in that area. Yeah, it's in that area. There's a Boston Pizza. A real good place to go hang out for an afternoon.
Well, here's what you do. Go to BP's. It's right there. Go have a nice drink.
Of course.
Head over to Wayne's.
Okay.
Have a nice look.
Yeah.
Spend some time. It's going to take some time.
A drink and a look.
And then
Great
you need
time to hang out at a car.
And then you head to Spinelli's Italian Center and grab a nice little pizza.
My God.
Look at your it's just all right there. You don't have to do anything else. Or there's a full day right there. You don't even have to do anything else.
That's at least 3 to 4 hours.
Have a little espresso at the Italian Center.
Oh.
Sit on the patio.
3 to 4 hours there.
Enjoy yourself. You can have a lot. They'll make you
pizza.
a latte.
Go through that weird drive-through bank.
Attempt to drive through
awkwardly
the
placed
cement.
there.
Get one of their tiramisus. Great.
All right, let's.
I might just go work there. I'm sorry, I might have to have a pass in here and just go work at the Italian.
To get behind that deli counter.
I think it's important to have a side gig.
We are close.
Or
to
we
the
need to
base
pay
set.
attention to that area, and if one of those spots opens up, that might be the next future home of EST.
Us being edited in that parking lot.
That'd be deadly for all
I
of us.
really like our office now.
Yeah, but you need to play a song.
I need to. Oh yeah, I do have to play. Yeah, let's get in.
Oh, yeah.
Geez, sorry guys. Here we go. My bad.
If you see a card store on the side of the road, you think, gotta tweet it to the
Crack Pack, yeah. I'm tracking down all the young guns today. Looking for the young guns today. Looking for the young guns today.
I got me a card, it's a heck of a pull, and we're tweeting it out to the Crack Pack. I got me a canvas, it's worth about 20, so hurry up and sell it to get more money.
The Crack Pack is a little old gang where we can crack together. Crack Pack, baby.
A Crack Pack, baby.
Crack Pack, baby, Crack Pack.
Yeah, Crack Packers, go hit up Wayne's. I have a bunch of boxes just sitting at home waiting to be broke. But I'm like 4 breaks behind, so I got to get some shipping done before I dive into another break. Yeah, well, you're out of town this weekend again?
Yeah.
Then next week we'll get shipping here. We'll get a bunch of that done because I got like 10 boxes just sitting around at home that I want to crack. All right, so when you go into Wayne's, are you an in-store cracker? Will you ever buy a pack and open it right there?
No.
Because I think people love those guys because they're like, oh, what are you buying? Oh, nice. And then you're always wondering, like, oh, I wonder if that guy had any big hits.
One guy was opening a box the other day, right on the counter. Yeah.
I can't do it. I can't be an in-store cracker. I can't do it. I'll hang out in there and talk with the crew, obviously. Love them. But I just can't sit there and open the cards that I bought at the store. And I know it's a good rush for people because they're like, oh, I want to see what you got. But
You're a home cracker.
yeah, I'm a car cracker. I'll go out to the car and open them right away. Yeah, I can't wait, but I don't want to do it in store. So you're either cracking, what are you? If you go and crack packs, are you opening them in the shop? Are you opening them at Wayne's? Are you opening them in the car before you drive away? Are you saving them and opening them at home? I usually get a car pack. I would say I get a box or something, put in the car, but I always like to get a pack or 2 that I can crack. So are we almost good on this CFL base set?
I have hit 4 that we need. Like right off the top.
What?
Boom, 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 boom. Yeah.
How many do we need? We probably don't even need that many.
Just a handful.
What
here.
a nice,
So,
what a nice run here.
going. I got
Kamar
Zach
Jordan,
Claros, CFL greatness here.
Larry Dean, Boris Beatty, Eugene Lewis, CFL greatness with the Montreal
Back-to-back
Alouettes.
CFL greatness. Claros and Dominic Rhymes. This is
Marcus Sales. I got an auto, and I think it's one that you and your brother might be interested in.
Uh-oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Saskatchewan Roughriders running back Jamal Morrow.
Oh, that's nice. Those autos are nice.
They are
Very
nice. I like it. That's very nice, and that's for you, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, let's see. I got one more pack to get to. So, what do you guys think the vote ends up being between Kelly and Brady Oliveira? Like on a percentage split. You think Kelly wins it?
That east bump and rub.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kelly will win it.
I have a vote in this. I don't think I'm allowed to say just yet who I'm voting for.
You haven't cast it yet, have you? No.
My ballot has been cast.
Your ballot has been cast.
My ballot has been cast.
But you got to keep it quiet now.
I got to keep it quiet, I think. Willie Jefferson, another CFL greatness. James Butler, Samuel Acheampong. Buddy, I got another auto. I think there's only 2 autos in these boxes, and we had 4 packs, and I pulled another auto. Greg Ellingson.
Oh, that's nice too.
Greg Ellingson auto. And that's in his time with the Bombers, so I'll be giving that one to Marshall Bokeith Nielsen, who's a big Winnipeg Blue Bombers fan for some reason. Anyway, I think they'll probably give it to the quarterback. Well deserved. Yeah, well deserved. But we'll see. We'll see how this thing sorts itself out. It'll be a real good debate here over the next little while.
Courtside at the Raptors game last night. That can't hurt.
Was he?
That can't hurt. God. Nice to have a little talent in the building, eh?
Is Kelly out there trying to get CFL MOP votes by being courtside at a Raptors game? Bold move, my man. I like that.
Marketable guy.
Savage the Plumber is in and says Oliveira should win it, but it will likely be Kelly.
That's a good point.
Tube Sock says Kelly wins it because he's cute and popular.
That's a good point, too.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, I think as far as an outstanding season goes, just basing on individual accolades. Is that Mark Corte?
Mark Corte, number 99.
Come on.
Number 99 on the checklist there.
Look at this. Classic O-line card. He's literally just standing there. Mark, we got to get you in action. Do we need this one?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Man, you did some work today.
Any other shows in the country collecting the entire CFL base set while discussing MOP odds? Probably not. But that's what we're doing right here at Edmonton Sports Talk. Go and complete the set. How about 2 autos out of 4 packs? In fact, I only opened 2 packs.
Look at all this greatness.
And I got both autos.
We have a stack of CFL greatness.
You guys, this show is just trending in the right direction. I think the Oilers are going to win tonight. Like, it's just a really good vibe to start the show. I got a draft win. You've got the backing of the martyr vote in a screw job situation.
Sure.
We've pulled multiple cards that we need. Tales of the North was an absolute banger.
Yeah.
Double autos out of 2 packs. This is really trending in the right direction today. We're coming in hot after hitting multiple parlays yesterday. It really can't get any better.
1, 2, 3.
This is into the nasty chat. So I probably missed this, but did you guys see the Steph Curry trading card jersey? I did not see this. Maddie, did you see this Steph Curry trading card jersey? What do you mean trading card jersey? I'm a little confused by it, but I'm intrigued. I will say I'm intrigued by it. Send me more details. Toss a link up or something in the nasty chat there, and we can dive into that as we work our way through the show this morning. Pat Maroon's bib says neck protectors were seen on Winnipeg Jets players in practice yesterday. The Western Hockey League also announced a mandate that they are going to neck protectors right away as well. So we'll see. I mean, maybe one of these teams actually starts rolling them out there, and other guys go, it's not the end of the world. I'll throw one on too.
I heard the term first out of Matt Iwanek's lips, the grandfathering, and that's kind of what you're, right? Like this is kind of, it's not like a overall push right now. You got to, by end of day today, everybody's got to be wearing one, but starting it on lower levels and kind of incorporating it in and massaging it into the game.
It'll be there eventually.
Yeah.
I think it'll be there eventually, just as another measure to try to keep players safe. Thanks for the heads up on that one, Pat Maroon's bib and Source WST. Those are our guys. Winnipeg Sports Talk. Those are our boys. So it's nice to see them passing that along. Guys, I think the Curry jersey is referring to the Halloween costume blowing up on TikTok. Well, the only thing that pops up on my TikTok is this family of lions right now where nobody can knock off the king. People keep taking a run at him, but Sakima, or whatever his name is, just keeps knocking him away with all these hyenas lurking in the distance watching on. It's quite the scene.
I only follow YouTube.
That's my
Trev.
TikTok.
That's the only.
I don't follow
YouTube
anybody. I don't
Trev
even have an
content.
account. I just go on, and it just keeps feeding me this lion family. So I just keep watching that.
Free use, eh?
Yeah.
Kind of an anonymous user, just kind of all around.
Yeah, no, I think you're allowed to do that. I don't think I'm scamming the system.
No.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I just
account, eh?
I don't. Oh, okay, here we are. Sailor sent it to us. I'll have to check that out. We'll get to that here at some point. We got busy second hour coming up here. We got lots to get to. Your predictions for tonight. Let's come on. Let's go. Oilers and Stars. You want a hockey game? We're going to give you a hockey game. Oilers and Stars tonight. We're going to set it up with Noodles coming up right away. What are you predicting tonight for this team? I have no idea. I last time, remember they beat Nashville and everybody goes, that's it. Here they come. Oh, I feel sorry for the Philadelphia Flyers. And then nothing happened. This time they play really good. I thought pretty much better against Calgary than they were against Nashville. So now I think once again it's like, oh, feeling pretty good. But they're going to go up against a Dallas Stars team that's insanely deep. So that being said, they played last night. Can you take advantage of that? What are your predictions for the game tonight? Do you think the Oilers win? Do you think it's a close one? How do they get it done? Hit us up, 780-218-9999, or in the nasty chat as well. Let's get to a sports rewind with Lieutenant Eric. And then in hour number 2, Jamie McLennan will join us, the Cool Bet Hotline of the day. I got beef for Acme Meats, and Ian Rapoport pops by as well. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what we call a jam-packed hour number 2. Right now, it is a sports rewind with Lieutenant Eric.
Texas Rangers are your World Series champions. They capture the crown for the first time in the franchise's 63-year history. They shut out the Diamondbacks 5-0, taking the World Series in 5. Rangers also a perfect 11-0 on the road during the postseason. In the NHL last night, Jay Gottinger made 43 saves. Stars would hold on to defeat the Flames 4-3. Oilers hosting Dallas tonight. You can join Tom Gazzola for the Oil Stream pre- and post-game shows. Coverage begins at 5:30 right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Raptors snapping a 3-game slide with a 130-111 home court win over the Bucks with Chad Kelly in attendance. Out west, LeBron James with 35 points. Lakers topping the Clippers 130-125 in overtime. Raps will visit Nick Nurse and the Sixers later on tonight. Also tonight, Week 9 of the NFL kicks off from Pittsburgh. It's the Titans and Steelers. You can join me for this one and the Oilers and Stars at the Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. It'll be your next chance to qualify into a draw for a trip for 2 to L.A. to catch the Rams and Browns. The Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge at Century Casino Fort Road, where every day is game day. Sports update brought to you by Universal Rewind. Maintenance days aren't just for hockey players. Electric motors need that tender loving care as well. Contact Universal Rewind to have them properly maintain your motors. Choose experience, expertise, and quality. Choose Universal Rewind.
The Nielsen Show featuring Lieutenant Eric. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
.703 on The Nielsen Show. Thank you very much for being here today. You can text us anytime. 780-218-9999. That is your Paris Jewelers inbox. And, hey, if you send us something hilarious, it might end up winning Text of the Day. Text of the Day will get you that gift certificate to our great partners at A&W. And you can go get yourself a bag of breakfast sandwiches like Troy dropped off when he came by yesterday. There must have been, I don't know, what is there, 10 chicken breakfast sandwiches
Lots
in there?
Of chickens in there. Yeah,
There was a lot in there.
You can do whatever you want with that GC, right? You can buy, if you're just a fluid person, just drinks.
Yeah. I mean, that's just go and get yourself, I don't know, 15 coffees.
Bunch of lattes. Or like Troy, bag of burgers. Right?
Bag of things you can just drop
Whatever
off to the boys, which is
You're an
which is
onion ring
nice.
guy, you know?
NFL insider Ian Rapoport is coming up. He'll be by around 7:45 this morning. I got beef, new Smash It segment. We're going to go there around 7:30 in your Cool Bet hotline of the day. Coming up, our first guest of the day, Jamie McLennan, brought to you by Pro-Am Sports. They've got you covered for Heritage Classic souvenirs, including pucks, pins, prints, and jersey patches. Visit them in Edmonton on St. Albert Trail, just north of the Yellowhead, or online at proamsports.ca. Noodles, good morning, buddy. How you doing?
Not too bad. How you guys doing today?
We're doing pretty good. Thanks for asking, man. We appreciate that. Nobody ever asks us how we're doing. Anyway,
That's
it's really nice.
It's nice back and forth, yeah.
I don't know. They don't care, man. Nobody cares about us. It's just we're just here, like grinding out a show. Oilers and Stars tonight. Dallas Stars roll in after a win last night. Ottinger was great in that game against the Calgary Flames. We'll get to the Flames in a second. But what do the Oilers have to deal with tonight with this Dallas Stars club?
A very deep team. With good speed, good skill, very good mobility on the back end. And you're right, Audrey. I was actually at the game. I'm in Calgary this morning.
Oh, okay.
So, I thought Calgary had a good push. The problem is, I wouldn't say this is rock bottom for them, but if let's just stay with Dallas for a second. Dallas is a hell of a team. So, if you're Edmonton, you're focusing on trying to get behind their D, trying to get pucks to the goaltender and secondary opportunities. For me, you can't pass the puck into the net against Dallas. This isn't, the way the Oilers like to play sometimes. It's the pretty play, the perfect pass. I think you got to find inside ice against them because they're pretty good at defending as well. Pete DeBoer is a hell of a coach, and you want to talk about systematic play in teams that are tight and buttoned up. Dallas is a buttoned up team. So you've got to work to get the inside ice tonight.
One of the things you look at with this team, and that's the first thing you said, was something that we kind of laid out first thing this morning. They're a deep team. When they're rolling veterans like Sagan and Duchesne on a third line, they can pretty much bring four lines at you. They've got definitely a guy that I think most of us would classify as a franchise defenseman in Heiskanen. And I think Ottinger is one of the best goaltenders in the league when his game is on. So, they have all the makings of a championship caliber club, don't they? And like Hintz and Robertson, they might not have like McKinnon or McDavid or Draisaitl, but do you think they have enough offensive push up front to be a team that could be playing in the Stanley Cup final this year?
I do. And you just mentioned it. When you have depth on the third line, fourth line, you've got a good back end with a superstar. I think Heiskanen is a superstar. And then Ottinger, when he's at the top of his game, I don't think he's scratched the surface yet as one of the best goaltenders in the league yet. But I think he is in that conversation or has the potential to do that. So, yes, like for sure. Because you mentioned Hintz and Robertson, but, if this is a copycat league, look at what Vegas did last year.
Yeah.
With tremendous depth. And, they had, we'll call it adequate goaltending, in Aiden Hill, which they had really 5 goaltenders in their system. I think 6, actually, if you call the Peterka guy, played 1 game or 2 games for them. So, overall, they do have the makings of a very special team. So this is a great litmus test for the Oilers. And I know you're feeling good coming off the game, which I froze my ass at the other day in Commonwealth. My blood has gone thin. I apologize. It's so sad.
Are you serious? Were you I didn't even have a toque or gloves on for the first half of the hockey game. You were freezing?
I was so cold and I was so sad because I know the Alberta has somehow disappeared out of me, which was I sat with so full disclosure, I went for dinner with the guys from the band the night before, so visited the Nickelback guys and got to catch up with a lot of guys from the league. It was awesome. Marty Reisner, good friend of mine, and Rafi Torres. It was just awesome seeing Alex Emsky, guys that hadn't seen in a long time, and caught up with them. So the next day, I dressed warm, but I think the minute, I'm sitting in my seats and I'm watching that sun go down. And I'm like, this isn't going to be good. Because I was already had a chill. And then for the first period, I sat with Curtis Glenkrause, a former, Flame.
Yeah.
And we're just kind of BSing. And Glenny's he's a hunter. So he had camouflage on and he had snow pants and was just buttoned up. And I was just sitting there with bare hands and no toque. And I'm like, God, these big ears are going to freeze right away. So sure enough, in the second, like early in the second period, I'm like, I'm going to go into a buddy's luxury box. Like there's some heat there. So unfortunately, I showed the Eastern in me now instead of the Western grit, which is very sad.
I can't believe you didn't even bring a toque or gloves.
That's on me. I usually pack pretty well, but I just, for some reason, and then I kept thinking like, oh, they'll have them there. You know, so you go, I went up to, there's like to see if there was a gift shop, and every toque, every scarf, everything was sold out. Like I felt like wrapping a T-shirt over top of my head. That was it, but that's all I could buy. So it was not good, but it was a good game.
You mentioned your buddies with Chad and Nickelback. I said my only complaint from the entire thing was that we didn't get more of them. Like 3 songs just simply wasn't enough. I wanted like a 6-song medley or something. I wanted more Nickelback, man. I really did.
You know what? I was talking to, they did sound check the night before, and I remember him saying his hands, like at that time, 8:00 at night, playing the guitar, the wind and that, his hands were cold. So I don't know if you saw, he was wearing like cut off gloves.
Yeah, I saw that.
He had like hand warmers in them, but they did great. They always put on a good show, and it, I think the crowd liked it. It was, you know what? I don't know how you guys felt, but I thought it was an amazing product from the league. The look of it, I went back and watched the game. I PVR'd it when I got home. I wanted to see how it looked and some of the plays and stuff. It was an awesome, awesome product. Like the fans, were into it. The Oilers, I thought, played great. I didn't think that Calgary had a really good showing, unfortunately, but it was a really good game. It was a game that the Oilers needed, kind of what McDavid said. They needed that, and even Draisaitl afterwards said, hey, maybe, this is a template. This is what we need to do, but, the ship hasn't completely turned around here. They've got a lot of work to do as evidence of where they are in the standings.
Well, Noodles, just to go off of that, and I mean, it was kind of a funny game because you could see it as maybe a turning point in the season, a one-off, as you say, outdoors. It's kind of weird. It's and maybe that's what it takes to turn things around. But I guess what'd you see from the Oilers game, if anything, that was different from the games prior, or was it just a Sunday against the Flames, who, again, we're talking about if they're in the doldrums, they're not playing too well? Do you read too much out of the Oilers coming out of this one and the win and how they did it? A few defensemen getting on the board, or is this just it's a one-off thing? You got Dallas coming in tonight. Is it going to be much of the same tonight, or do you actually truly see that as a bit of a turning point, something different in their game that you can pick out of it and move forward and see that they're actually changing, or is it just a one-off game against a rival and somebody's got to win?
I think if you look at it, that's the template of how they have to play. So, they had some urgency to their game, some emotion to their game. I love the fact I thought Evander Kane dragged them into a bit of a war. He played with some bite and that's how he has to play. That's more how they looked. They looked more organized and focused in their own end. There was support all over the ice. It wasn't a reckless game. Like they looked like they played with purpose, and that's what you need to do. So yes, you use that game. I don't believe it's a one-off. I believe that's how they have to play. So, the question is, are you sitting there resting on your laurels going, hey, we got to win and let's relax here? Or do you go, that's how we have to play every night and we've got to call on that? And, you're right. Calgary's a team that's now lost 6 in a row, struggling. Like Dallas is not. Dallas is a hell of a team. We just laid it out. So this is a challenge tonight, and you better be up for it. And it doesn't matter if you're going to get Scott Wedgwood. It doesn't matter if they're playing back-to-back. It's not like they flew across the country. It was a 25-minute flight after the game. They're probably at the hotel by midnight last night. Good sleep. These guys are young. It's early in the season. So back-to-backs aren't bothering teams. I had a conversation. I did a game the other day. I think it was Buffalo against Ottawa. And Buffalo had played the night before. And I was talking to the coaching staff, talking to the guys, and they're like, yeah, it's early in the season. Like, we're not, back-to-back's not a big deal. So the Oilers got their work cut out for them.
Jamie McLennan with us here on the Nielsen Show. If you're listening on TuneIn app or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, obviously, if you're watching, you know it's him. Sam Gagner called up, got the 1-year deal. I don't think we have many expectations for Sam, but what do you think a guy with his experience, his background, everybody bloody loves him. What can he do? What can he do for this team right now?
Well, everything you just said, experience. He's a character guy. He's well-liked in the room. He has a history with the city. I don't think it's a bad thing. You're looking for some stability on that fourth line, somebody who can, play in critical areas. It's, for I'm being respectful, it's not a huge contract. It's one that you can make go away if you had to. But, I was looking for more, and I think they are looking for more from the bottom of their roster there. And, he's a guy that, even watching him in Winnipeg, he still can contribute to the little things. Derek Ryan's a guy that, the details of their game are really strong. And that's what you expect out of veteran players. If they're not going to be on the score sheet, they better bring strong play in their own zone, lead by example, show some of these young guys. And I think that's what's going to help is, the Holloways, guys like that, Broberg, like we talk about how Ekholm's good for Broberg. I look at McLeod and Holloway learning from a guy like Sam Gagner, just the details of the game on and off the ice. And, you've got great sentiment around you in McDavid, in Draisaitl, and RNH, but they're different types, and they're still kind of in their, mid-20s type of thing outside RNH. But I look at Gagner as, we'll call him a gray beard. Yeah. It never hurts having a gray beard around to kind of show the path and be a stabilizing force in the room as well.
Noodles, before we let you go, you mentioned Ottawa Senators. You work their games on a regular basis. Big day yesterday. Yeah. Dorion out. I don't think anybody's surprised. Over his 8 years there, he has brought in a lot of really good young pieces. Like, they've got a really nice core, I think, in Ottawa. It's just a matter of helping them take the next step. But your thoughts on that move by the organization with new ownership in? I don't think anybody's too stunned by it. But where do they go from here, do you think?
Well, I think you just, for them, they can't wait to get to the next game because – it's distraction after distraction, and it's off-ice things. It's not, they won their last game. I did their game last Thursday in New York, and, they played very well. And to me, they're a team that is on the rise. But that was the day that the Pinto news came out. So you're a distracted group. Even though you say you're not, you have to be. This is one of your teammates. This is a massive suspension. Now you're looking at down the middle of the ice, they're going to be a really good team for a long time when you have Stützle, Josh Norris, Shane Pinto. Now, all of a sudden, Pinto's gone for 41 games. They've got a kid named Ridley Gregg, who's a really good young player. Side story, I actually grew up with his dad and mom from Lethbridge. I played junior with his dad. So Jake Sanderson, same thing. Jeff Sanderson, the dad, and his mom, Ellen, I went to high school with them in St. Albert. So you want to talk about how old we're getting. But now the league, I almost feel like the league spaced this out. It was like, okay, we're gonna whack one of your young prospects for 41 games. We're not going to follow it up with the first rounder the next day. We'll wait a week before we hit you for the the violation with Pierre Dorion. So I felt like that was the final straw. What I did like yesterday, I don't know if you saw Michael Landauer's comments. Like, he was very candid.
Yeah, he was.
I didn't know, I didn't have any idea what I was getting into. And we were joking on our show. I'm like, well, if you buy a used car, you look under the hood. And I was like, maybe this was like a body in the trunk. You didn't open the trunk. You know what I mean? And it's like, so, and they were like, oh, you don't need to go that far. Maybe it's just a bad tire. And I was like, well, I'm watching Get Gaudy on Netflix. So that's where my mind's going right now. So honestly, yeah. So I think the biggest thing for them is they got to get to a game. They got to actually get playing and get, focused on playing hockey and what they can control, because as players, there's nothing they can control there. And in essence, I'll look back on it, and yes, Pierre Dorion, there were some bumps in the road. There were some things. Every manager makes mistakes, but if you look at his talent evaluation and his draft alone, you look at the draft with Stützle, Sanderson, and Ridley Gregg. They had 3 first rounders. He hit on all 3, which is impressive considering, Stutzla might be the best from that draft, and he chose Jake Sanderson instead of Drysdale, which is, at that time was a big gamble because Drysdale, was a bigger name. Jake Sanderson, USA Hockey, was an injured player, had some coming off some injuries, not everybody saw his full potential at that time. So Pierre Dorion deserves a lot of credit for assembling, which I believe is going to be a hell of a team for many years. But, new ownership, some mistakes were made, and he's got to pay the price. So now they got to move on from it.
As always, Noodles, we appreciate the time, man. Thanks a lot.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, guys.
There you go. That's Jamie McLennan on Overdrive, and, of course, with TSN.
I like Andlauer getting the team, pops the trunk, and Dorian pops out. Surprise! Whoa, where'd you come from?
He opened up the trunk, and you're like, oh, it's empty. I guess there's a lot of things we can build in here. And then, where the spare tire is underneath, there's like somebody pushing on it, and you're like, what is going on? And you rip it open, and there's Pierre Dorian. And he always kind of looks really tired and rattled. Yeah. His hair that he's got left is disheveled.
Yeah. You can see it, right? Yeah. You can just see all that happening. Right? Second he mentioned
I can't believe Noodles rolls in. First of all, he goes, I was freezing. It wasn't that bad at all anyway. But you roll into a Heritage Classic in Edmonton, Alberta in late October with no toque and no gloves? Jack from Pro-Am texts me. He goes, Noodles should have shopped at Pro-Am. We kept a lot, of people warm with hoodies and toques.
You got to be prepared. If you're cold, it's on you. It's not the weather. You always want to go. He is almost like Michael Andlauer admitting all that. He's just very,
Well, and when he said that, I thought they'd provide them. I was like, what do you expect him to roll into Commonwealth for the Heritage Classic? And at the door, they're like, let's see your ticket, please, sir. Oh, okay. All right. And here's your complimentary toque and gloves. You want a scarf, too?
There is that play sometimes of going to an event, and it's hot in the afternoon. You wear a T-shirt. You know it's going to be a little chilly. You go to the team shop and buy the sweater.
Yeah.
I understand the play there. Maybe if that was the plan. I don't think that was the plan, though.
There was not near enough. Of course, everything was sold out.
Yeah.
How many
go to that
shops did they even have?
Exactly.
There
That's it.
Horrible planning from a guy that I do deem is very intelligent. But yeah, that's just a tough look at that moment. Interesting what he did say there about the back-to-backs early in the season and not being a back-to-back in March after you've already played 60 games.
Well, especially when it's the Flames, too. I mean, you're talking back-to-backs. I mean, Islanders, Rangers. I mean, there are travel scenarios, right, where it's just...
Yeah, they're not flying in out of Los Angeles and coming up for a game.
Right.
Quick rip. I always argue, that's why I drive down to Calgary sometimes. It's almost quicker. Now, for them, you're hopping on
you don't
have to go through security. It's easy peasy. So, but, I mean, you could whip up on the old team bus just to kind of rally the boys together for a little bit.
It'd be neat to just, they finished the game last night. Okay, we'll meet you in Edmonton, guys. Then it's a mad scramble. Players just, you want to ride with me? Like two guys rent a car. Maybe one guy goes up solo, and it's just like a fleet
You're
of
on your own travel.
Driving up, yeah. If you want to stop the night, if you want to stay the night in Red Deer, if you want to do the full drive to Edmonton that night, I mean, it's up to you, right?
There's some guys on the team who are like, yes, Donut Mill.
Sure,
really
whatever you want to do.
Yeah. That would be funny, actually. I like that idea. All right, you can hit us up in the Nasty Chat this morning. If you are watching on YouTube right now, how about you hit that thumbs up? We would appreciate that. And if you've not yet heard or you were not aware, please tell your friends about it. We are on the TuneIn app now. We've weaseled our way in there with all of those other local radio stations who are on TuneIn. We're working out of a sketchy little office on the West End. And we are on TuneIn now as well. So
we're above a spa.
Yeah, we're above a spa. And
how many on TuneIn can say that?
There is a mystery company that works across the hallway.
The door was open. Yeah, there were lots of boxes.
No, not the one down there.
Oh.
No, like right across the hallway. There's a huge office.
Yeah. I'm talking.
I don't know. I know. Yeah, well, she's moving out.
Man, it is busy.
She's moving out.
Hey,
this is a hopping place.
Going. Yeah.
Hopping place. Being part of a office building family. It's pretty crazy.
Ran into a lady in the hallway yesterday as I was making my Michelinas in the kitchen.
Really?
And she said hi. I said hi, and then she kind of
was she coming in the kitchen too?
No. She went that way.
Well, it must have been the lady. Yeah, a little bit older.
Yeah.
She's moving out.
Yeah.
That's
all the boxes.
She's gone.
And stuff.
So, and then we've got the therapist, which I'm pretty sure Tommy had an appointment at 1:30 at yesterday after his draft experience. And then downstairs is the Russian spa.
Well, we just learned we have a room for rent here on the same floor. Yeah. Hey, if you want to, maybe we take that room as well. Hey, maybe a little crack pack den.
Considering the rent on our place, I bet you that one's almost nothing.
Package deal. We could probably talk to the landlord and redo the.
That could be where we could sleep. And we could actually get some sleep around here. Matty, are you Googling that place for rent right now?
He
is. I knew he was. I saw him get going. I was just like, Matty's Googling to see, because we found this place on Kijiji.
It's got to be smaller.
Our rent here is pretty reasonable. So yeah, it'd be nice to take 2 months in. We're expanding down to the other office.
The floor will be ours.
Yeah. I feel like Matty would be like, that's his office down there. Yeah, like a big one. I know exactly what he's thinking. And it'd be a great office. You have 2 offices in there. I think that would be good. Oh boy, look at this. Look at this. Well, boys, I'm jumping all in. I bought the Premium Club Nasty membership, and it's time I add a handle as well. Living in Dusty's old town of Fort Mac, I shall be Fort Mac Gaz.
Okay.
I look forward to some swag and bonus content.
All right. Well, I will add you in right now. Fort Mac.
Change that name. Change the name on this man.
Away we go. There you are.
Yeah, if you have a handle, you want it. It's easier here because we can actually change your phone number to your handle.
You can be whatever you want.
So now when Fort Mac Gaz gets in, we can see it's him as opposed to like, who's the number? Oh, did you tag it? It's way better.
You are locked in.
Welcome inside the Nasty Club. If you're not aware of the Nasty Club yet, just go to EdmontonSportsTalk.com. You'll see it at the top. You sign up. There's 3 different levels. You can just do it monthly for like $4.99 a month. And then there's 2 other levels where you get some merch, you get some swag, you get the membership card, and you get access to everybody, whether you're a monthly member or an annual member. You'll get access to a bunch of our goal songs in there. You can play them whenever the hell you want. Goal songs on demand, essentially. And we're going to be continuing to stock that up. And then you get a post-show show as well. We did not do a post-show show yesterday. Apologies to Nasty Club members. I was on the air for 7 straight hours yesterday with the draft and stuff. So it worked out pretty well. Oh, by the way, Marshall and the Muzz are listening, and Tammy texted me and said, Marshall's wondering who won the draft yesterday. And Daddy won the draft, delivered the title, large part due to Tommy Gazzola completely blowing it and leaving a number of really good picks on the board.
It's very interesting. Tommy kind of does that and gets all the competition out of the way for you.
I haven't planted Tommy in the draft. So
it
that's
seems
saying,
kind of,
right?
now that I think about it, it's odd how that all transpired.
I will say this. It's pretty good.
Big number you won by. Big number. Not an all-time record, but it's a big number, right?
Yeah, no, it wasn't an all-time record.
But it's high up
The
there.
all-time record was like, I think in the GOAT draft, I had like 68% of the vote. I don't know if anybody will ever top. That was just a one-off. But 44 that's a pretty strong win. I think 44% is a pretty strong win. Happy to deliver the dub, and we'll see where we go next with the draft. We got to have another one relatively in the near future because it was a lot of fun and people really enjoyed it. Guys, has anyone mentioned how Ian Rapoport has the most confident photo ever on your show?
He's a sly-looking guy.
That photo of Rapoport on the YouTube graphics right now, he's looking at it, and you look at him, and he's just thinking, I'm coming up 7:45. You know, like he's very confident.
That's a photo that says, I'm not wearing pants when this photo was taken. Hey, that type of thing. Like it's just the top.
All right, let's get into our Cool Bet Hotline of the day, boys. We've been, yesterday was a great day. Everybody who came along for a ride yesterday, congratulations. Now, once again, remember, sports betting is a little bit of a roller coaster at times, most of the time. So yesterday was a great day. We delivered a parlay winner here. The Texas Rangers. You know, shout out to the Texas Rangers for making themselves memorable. Like when people ask us 15 years from now, hey, do you remember the 2023 Texas Rangers? I will say, oh, yeah, they didn't lose on the road, and they listened to Creed, and that's probably the reason why.
Like, boring World Series? Are you kidding me? Without storylines? Like, everybody's talking, Texas, Arizona. No. They brought it.
Texas got it done.
On and off the dime.
23 Texas Rangers did not lose on the road in the playoffs.
Are we tipping our caps to them?
A hat tip to you. All right, Mr. Lean, do you have another one of your teams that you can bet against today?
I hate myself for yesterday. I just still hate myself for yesterday.
Don't hate yourself, buddy. You delivered a winner to the fans.
I don't care. My team's in
3-0,
shambles.
though. That's bad.
My team's in shambles right now. It seems every second year they're in shambles. And then in between, it looks like, we're coming back, and then back to shambles. And
Listen, I don't want this to come across the wrong way, but I do not care about your Manchester United struggles. It seems like for 10 years, Eric's been chirping you about Manchester United. Like, it's just around the station. It was always just you giving him the gears.
It's too easy.
I've had my years, too.
Yeah.
Last year was better than you guys,
It's just better.
by far.
It was a
We
retooling
finished
year
top
for
four.
us.
You guys didn't
Now we're
finish
back.
top four.
Yeah, it was a retooling year. You're off.
Yeah, retool this year, no.
Retool this?
All right, so
Retooling this year.
Oh.
what are you leaning tonight, buddy?
I'm looking to the NFL, actually. I don't know about these Oilers right now fully.
Yeah.
It is a little scary.
This is one of those games for the Oilers. This is really going to define whether I'm panicked about this team or not
But
this
it's like
year.
you're United that you were just talking about.
Yeah, but like if they come out and plot up a dud, like they did against the Rangers last week, there's real concerns with this team, in my opinion. But if they come out with a strong performance, then okay, they may have found that turning of the tide. So it's a little hard to go that way for me. So I'm actually looking for the NFL Thursday nighter tonight. And Will Levis, over-under passing yards is 199.5. Steelers are the 9th worst passing defense in the National Football League, giving up almost 250 yards per game. And the start he had last week, Levis at 235. I'll take him over those 200 yards. Minus 110. Will Levis over 199.5.
Can I just ask one thing?
There's nothing to do with my fantasy.
Okay, that's what I was worried about.
No,
Is
I've
this
added to
because,
my
like,
fantasy.
deep down inside, you want him to do
I'm
well?
not sitting here thinking that he's going to put up 350
Okay.
yards and 3 touchdowns or anything like
You may not
that.
get the win. You're just-
He may not get the win. He may not even throw a touchdown pass today.
Yeah.
But when you're going up against the defense of the Steelers that just this season hasn't been the best against the pass, he's the guy coming in where we know he's going to be, like last weekend there was this conversation, what's going to happen? Are they going to split things? He came in and looked good. Yes, the Steelers have a little tape on him now.
Primetime Steelers at home.
But,
Primetime.
nah, that defense, just they haven't been as strong, as stout against the pass. Will Levis looked good last week. 200 yards, that's all he needs. I think he can go do that. Like, look, I'm not saying he needs 330. He needs 200.
No touchdowns.
Minimum 200. I'm not picking touchdowns.
Yeah.
I'm not picking interceptions. It's 200 yards.
The drive for 200.
That's it. Like, look, you could easily get 50 yards in the fourth quarter if you're down by 10 points because the Steelers back off and you throw for 50. Like, so it's not crazy. The 235 last week against Steelers, giving up the passing yards. I'll take Will Levis, my lean at minus 110 over.
Fun Thursday night lean.
Can I add to the lean from this game as well? We'll also build an Oilers thing. We'll get to that. We'll have that during the show.
I think I got something for an Oilers.
Yeah, because I got a couple things I want to get to on the Oilers too.
I bet what I have is something you already have it though.
Well, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe this comes together nicely. From this game tonight, and I'll make it the cool bet hotline of the day, and then we'll build a Nielsen show EST Oilers bet builder as well. Give me DeAndre Hopkins over 52.5 receiving yards to go along with Maddie's Will Levis over 199. Hopkins last week, he only had 4 catches, but 3 of them went for touchdowns. He was well over 100 yards. If you're Levis in this situation, who do you want to be throwing the ball to? You want to be throwing the ball to DeAndre Hopkins. Now, if you like him over 3.5 catches, you can do that, but it's only minus 175. So let's get DeAndre Hopkins over 52.5 receiving yards as well. Cool bet. I know you'll probably want to put those together, so feel free. We can throw it up as like a little Nielsen Show exclusive, EST exclusive for the football game tonight. DeAndre Hopkins over 52.5 receiving yards to go along with Levis over 199 passing yards. On the Oilers, what's the Oilers play here? Let's build it. Let's look. We said it's been a super positive show, so let's go Oilers money line. Okay, let's put that on there to start. Where
Bouchard for an assist is plus money, plus 104.
Love it.
You love the Bouchard point.
I'm all over Bouchard.
But this is an assist. This isn't point. This is assist.
What's the point number on Bouchard?
Points minus 129.
I like that even more.
Then Bouchard point.
Okay, Bouchard point. You know what? Where are we at on the McDavid's due train right now?
Goal-wise?
Yeah. I'm liking a Connor McDavid goal tonight, boys. Connor McDavid's, I think I looked, and I looked a couple days ago. Correct me if I'm wrong. Totally not McDavid hate. Obviously not. But I'm pretty sure McDavid only has 4 even strength points or something. So I think McDavid's due. So let's go a McDavid goal, a Bouchard point, and let me just see, are the shots up? Player shots up? No, player shots aren't up yet. So Bouchard point, McDavid goal, Oilers. Oh, shots are up. Hang on just a sec. 1 sec. Shots. No, I don't like anything of the shots today. So let's go Bouchard point, McDavid goal, Oilers money line. Lock it up. Anything you want to add in there?
Let's all just have a good time and stay cool. Hey?
Stay cool, bet responsibly.
Yeah,
cool bet.
yeah.
With that being said, here's 2 parlays for you. They'll be available in the exclusive page over at coolbet.com. All right, let's get to an update. We got Rapaport coming up here as well. And I got beef just around the corner. What do you have beef with? What do we have beef with? Let's go. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. But first, let's get to a sports update for Park Mazda.
Oilers back in action tonight when they host Dallas. You can join Tom Gazzola for the Oil Stream pre- and post-game shows. Coverage begins at 5:30 tonight right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. The Stars escaping Calgary last night with a 4-3 win. Sabres defeating Philly 5-2. Avs who top St. Louis 4-1. And the Ducks beating Arizona 4-3 in overtime. Texas Rangers are your World Series champions. They shut up the Diamondbacks 5-0. Taking the series in 5 games. Rangers also a perfect 11-0 on the road during the postseason. The Raptors snapped a 3-game slide with a 130-111 home court win over the Bucks last night. Raps back on the court tonight in Philly to visit Nick Nurse and the Sixers. Out west, LeBron James had 35 as the Lakers topped the Clippers 130-125 in overtime. Week 9 in the NFL kicks off tonight from Pittsburgh. It's the Titans and Steelers. You can join me for this one at the Century Casino Sports Bar Lounge. Smoked brisket cheesesteaks on special tonight, $9.99, and it'll be your next chance to qualify into a draw for a trip for 2 to L.A. to catch the Rams and Browns. The Century Casino Sports Bar Lounge at Century Casino Fort Road, where every day is game day. Sports Update is brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda and Mitch Lewicki. The more Mitch practices with his beer league team, the luckier he gets.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a ninja fighting off evil samurai.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
The Nielsen Show featuring Lieutenant Eric. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
7:37 on the Nielsen Show. Thank you very much for being here. Rapaport's going to join us in about 10 minutes' time. We will set up this Thursday nighter between the Steelers and the Titans. You can join Lieutenant Eric. He'll be at the Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge on Fort Road. It should be a pretty interesting game. The hockey game will be on there tonight as well, so you can kill 2 birds with the exact same stone by going and joining Lieutenant Eric tonight. Let's get into the Smash It segment. I Got Beef, brought to you by Acme Meats. Eat fresh, eat local, eat Acme. Acme Meats, serving Edmonton for over 100 years. 9570 76th Ave. Roll on in there. Tell him the AM Nasty sent you, and go in and tell Corey that you loved his hot dog costume.
Yeah, a real wiener for Halloween, hey?
The butcher went as a hot dog.
Hey, tell him you got beef, right? Like, it's funny the butcher goes as like the processed meat.
Yeah. It was
like
really
the real
weird.
Kind of, yeah. He should go as like a roast or some sort of Wagyu type of nice cut, but he goes as a processed tube steak.
I would like to see him go as a Wagyu steak.
Look at all the fat.
This is one of the fanciest steak costumes I've ever seen in my life.
Costume cost $800.
Yeah, exactly.
It's real beef.
Eat fresh, eat local, eat beef at Acme Meats. I Got Beef. Somebody said he dressed up as Tommy Gazzola, a huge wiener. which is kind of funny.
Actually, that's the play.
Yeah.
All
right, what do you got beef with, buddy?
I got beef that we've ran out of beef. I'm gonna have that's gonna be the beef that I say every time when I got beef is that we have no more beef here to beef on while we have beef.
We're running low on show meat, I guess.
We had running show meat. We also had some other jerkies and pepperonis, I guess, dropped off. I kind of went in there the other day and made quick work of that. So I got beef that we have no more beef in our beer/beef fridge as well. But I also got beef with. And this just popped up on the show earlier this morning when Noodles confessed. And again, he kind of felt he was in a safe space too, I think, kind of getting in front of it and saying, you know what, I was kind of cold at the thing. Look, I get that it wasn't the original Heritage Classic and it was minus 50 and everybody was point of pride. I was there and I didn't wear anything and here we go. Noodles, again, he's used to living out in Toronto. If you moved away somewhere and you were used to a climate somewhere and you came back, you'd probably take a little while to climatize. So I do have beef with people kind of railroading Noodles this morning. Now, he didn't prepare himself. You can have
How
beef
do
with
you go to a Heritage Classic without a toque or gloves, though, man?
Because he's used to doing things the way they do it out there. So that's just, I mean, he's the idiot. He's the one that has to feel cold. It doesn't hurt anybody else. So let him live his life. If he wants to be a Tesla-driving vegetarian Easterner with the humidity, then let him have let him have it. I don't know why we have to pile on even more. The guy was cold. He didn't enjoy the game because he was cold. He'll learn, and next time, show up in a skidoo suit. That's the play.
That is the play.
That's the play. Any outdoor sport, I mean, wear the skidoo suit. You're not going to be cold at all. You'll actually be too hot. Like Maddie was by wearing too many socks at the Golden Bears game, right?
All right, let's get to some of your beefs. I got beef here too, but Greg says, I got beef that the likes are not at 200 yet. Yeah, exactly, Greg. We all got beef. Hammer that thumbs up. Let's go. Hammer the like button. Evil Twin says, I got beef because they canceled my flight to Bangkok and rebooked me on a longer flight, 30 hours. Let's be honest. Do you really get to dictate your flight times? It's always like, hey, I booked a flight, and the airline's like, oh, did you? Because this is the flight you're on. It's ridiculous. Joe Belineski says, I got beef with my coffee cup being empty, and I don't have enough time in the EST breaks to go fill it up.
Yeah.
What breaks? Very, very, very small little breaks.
Matt just used
Maddie ran over to do something. Nielsen Show, uninterrupted. Tell your friends on TuneIn every single morning. That way when you're listening to FM and AM stations and they go to commercials for 8 minutes, you don't have that problem with us. Which is nice.
People had a lot of beef with those back in the day. Did they not?
Yeah, they did.
We couldn't get enough of that. People
they
complaining about commercials.
Lots of good beefs coming in here. Let's get to. I want to bang out a few of these before I get to mine. Morning, boys. I've got beef with people who say offsides. He wasn't lined up offsides. If anything, he was lined up offside. That's from Jags fan. That is something that could drive people crazy. Oh man, look at that. He's offsides. No, you're not. You're offside.
Off the side.
Yeah, you're offside. I got beef with people who use the term "living the dream." That's in from H.E. Pennypacker this morning.
Those are the beefs that I got time with.
I got beef for people who say they're living the dream.
Any reason why?
Yeah, I was going to say.
I explain yourself.
Have you never been able to live the dream before?
It's all a nightmare. Living the nightmare.
Yeah.
Right?
I got beef with the rest of the Pacific Division. Where does Anaheim, Vancouver, and Arizona get off by having solid starts to the season? You're making it harder for the Oilers to climb back. That's a good one, too. I got beef with the Pacific Division.
How dare they?
Here's one for you. I got beef. I got beef today with my wife. I got beef with my wife saying she's not a fan of me while we're doing drafts. She says I sound too overconfident in drafts, and she cheers against me in our Edmonton Sports Talk drafts. Yesterday, she said to me, she goes, you sounded too overconfident. Like when you said you were going to win, that was too overconfident. It was arrogant. I said, but I am going to win. Look at the vote. Like
She leaves the room at home.
Yeah.
Like she just, I don't know this man. He's
a
monster.
We've done enough drafts. We know when we finish a draft if it's going to be tight. If you did a draft, you're feeling really good about it.
Yeah.
And a draft, if you pull a full-blown Tommy Gazzola, and you're going out of yesterday's draft going, man, this might be one of the worst efforts anybody's ever put in. So you know where you're coming from your draft. But for my wife to say she's not a fan of me doing our Edmonton Sports Talk drafts, man, that hurts. That's like me. She's subbing today. That's like me going in to her classroom today and looking at her and going, wow, you are a horrible substitute teacher. Like, I would never do that. I would not do that to her.
She never said you're a horrible host.
That's just not the man she married. When you enter the draft realm, that's not the man she married.
It's not the same comparison as just going in and saying you're a horrible teacher in general.
Might be exaggerating
She didn't say you're a terrible broadcaster.
I could say she's a horrible sub.
You could say she's terrible at teaching math. That'd be the thing. Like, you're horrible at teaching this one subject.
Okay, good enough. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, well, I'm going to go into her class
and
say,
going the full extent, though.
Your social studies teaching skills suck. That's what I'm going to say.
You're taking this. She's going to be having a beef next week with you.
I'm sitting here being like, look at this impressive roster I selected of coaches that the victory was never in doubt, even with the martyr and the screw job vote and a new guy vote who I think was pandering for votes a little bit. We'll discuss that later.
Maybe future penalties.
But for the woman I love and I have committed to for the rest of my life, and we've created 2 other humans, for her to come out and say that to me yesterday, it was like I got home from work. I walk in, and the kids come over. They love me. She comes over and wants to give me a kiss, welcome me home. I say, "Oh, how are you?" And she goes, "I don't like the way you draft." I say, "Well, welcome home. This is great."
Or this is a learning experience and maybe a chance to reflect.
Oh,
yeah.
Where she's being loving and like, "Hey, I want to help you improve." With what you're doing.
She's saying you could get more percentage of the vote by just
whatever. She's just trying to, like, you should always be welcoming to criticisms to try to get better. Maybe that's the way you should look at this, as opposed to, I'm going to bring you down because you're bringing me down.
He's got a point.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, I guess maybe I could handle that situation a little bit better. But I do think there's something to be said of drafting with confidence and believing in yourself.
There's a line, though, I think you walk, and she obviously felt that. I do like how she doesn't recognize you during the draft. Like, you've turned into a complete monster.
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean?
I do like getting into that draft chair, though.
She doesn't love you while you're drafting it.
I got to challenge the confidence part in having success, because Tommy was very confident yesterday. He's the one that pulled the comment saying, "Do you see these rings?"
Yeah.
And he had the worst results. So
do you see? I do like him holding up his hands that clearly have no rings on them, going, "Do you see these rings?"
It's too heavy. They're weighing down his hands.
Oh, that's good. TV Burgle says, "I've got beef with people who use mid-round picks on people who aren't even coaches." That's you, Rick. It's coming at you.
People aren't coaches? What do you mean?
Using mid-round picks on people who aren't even coaches.
I owned it.
You did. You owned it. I mean,
I'm not.
It's not like you argued it.
No,
you accepted your punishment.
I just think that the punishment I received, and then later on in the draft, where somebody else made a boo boo, I didn't get a redo. I didn't get a compensatory at the end. You guys could have given me, like, you were so confident at the end. What's me picking one more guy at the end? What was that going to do? What was that going to do?
I thought it was handled correctly.
It was handled fine, but I mean, again, if you gave me my other one, it wouldn't have caused such a you-know-what storm online, and everybody would have been – Tommy would have probably gotten more of a vote, and I would probably finish last.
So I got beef for Acme Meats. Eat fresh, eat local, eat Acme. All right, let's switch gears here. Obviously, we got the Oilers and Stars tonight. We've been setting that bad boy up. There's a Thursday nighter, and obviously there's a lot of news around the National Football League. And Ian Rapoport is our NFL insider, brought to you by Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. Join Eric there tonight for the Thursday nighter. Rapshi, good morning, buddy. How you doing?
What's going on? How are you?
Oh, I'm doing all right, man. Hey, as an insider, is the NFL trade deadline extremely busy for you, or is it a little bit of a disappointment every year because we all want to see like a million big names be moved?
I mean, there were 6 trades in one day and several big names. We had a quarterback trade. We had 2 of the top edge rushers in the NFL get traded. Like, I don't think it was a disappointment. I don't know what people were expecting, but I thought it was pretty interesting. It's extremely stressful. It is fun. It's fun to break some news. Not as fun to see someone else break some news, although there wasn't a lot of that this time. But there's nothing boring about it. You're on edge for basically 2 weeks. So, yeah, it is most certainly a lot.
Who would you say was the big winner from the trade deadline this year?
I would say the Washington Commanders being able to get a second and third round pick from Montez Sweat and Chase Young as they kind of continue to rebuild a little bit. Kickstart the rebuild. I think that was a good win for them. the Vikings getting Josh Dobbs, I mean, it wasn't a big price, and, it's not like he's a world beater, but, at least he's a quarterback who can kind of keep them upright, keep them viable. I don't know if they're going to make the playoffs, but at least they got a shot. And, that is something that I think will help that organization rather than them going the other way and saying, all right, we're just going to rebuild. So I think those are the ones that probably stand out to me.
Ian, just is there any way we can flex this Dolphins-Chiefs game out of Germany and bring it back to the continent here? I feel like we're kind of being robbed with a 7:30 here Mountain kickoff, Dolphins and Chiefs.
Why?
It's
First
so
of all,
early.
it's on NFL
Too early.
Network,
Too
which is a
early.
great
He's
thing.
mid-afternoon.
What else are you doing on a Sunday morning?
Well, I'll be
you got plans?
Catching a few Z's or something like that. But the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, is it just a one-off in Denver, a crazy divisional weather-style game, and they're going to be back, or is what the Chiefs did last weekend or didn't do something more?
Well, I would say, first of all, I'm excited about this game in Germany. It's on NFL Network. It's on at 9:30. It'll probably be the highest rated NFL Network game of all time. It is a star-studded game, and it's going to look awesome, right? Like, that's a cool thing. Is like, I remember last year's game in Germany. Like, it looked awesome. It sounded awesome. They were singing John Denver in the third quarter. I mean, it was a lot to like, and I would expect the same here. We get a lot of great games. This would have been just one of the other really good games. Instead, it's sort of a little bit of a special game, I think, at 9:30, and I'm excited for it. Yeah, I mean, the Chiefs have some coming back to do. I think they're going to be okay, but kind of low key. They've been struggling on offense a little bit, and I do think Denver kind of exposed that. So we'll see. We'll see what teams learn from Denver. We'll see what the Chiefs learn from that, but I still think they're one of the class of the NFL. Just kind of got to figure out what teams are going to do to them,
Were the Chiefs actively looking to add a significant receiver, or are they just going to find a way to get it done?
Just going to find a way to get it done. I mean, they added Mecole Hardman. Okay, that's something. I don't, cost them the game last week or helped. So I don't know if that trade's working out great so far, but he's just a guy. And when you're the Chiefs and you don't have a lot of cap space, you have some great players to pay. Like, sometimes there's things you're like, we just got to make this work with the guys we have. I think that's kind of where they are as a team, just making it work with the guys they have. But they have enough. I mean, we saw, some of the really good, some of the really good teams kind of stick and just say, you know what, we're just gonna go forward with what we have, and I kind of liked it, and I do think they have enough to make it happen.
Ian Rapoport with us on the show this morning. We're talking a little bit about the Kansas City Chiefs. We'll get into the Thursday nighter here as well, but a huge week in Vegas for the Raiders. Was that necessary to do right now, do you think, or is it a bigger picture thing that they just fully accepted that they'd gone down the wrong path already?
Well, I think Coach Josh McDaniels was probably necessary. I mean, if you watch the product on Monday night, and one thing we've learned is if a team who's struggling goes out and plays an awful game on national TV, that has a real impact. We've seen it over and over. It happened to the Broncos last year. I think it was actually the Nickelodeon game where they went out and just got destroyed by the Rams, and everyone was like, oh my God, this team is terrible. And they ended up firing their coach the next day. I think that's what was a trigger. The locker room was not listening. And, owner Mark Davis met with some of the veterans, Josh Jacobs, Devontae Adams, kind of over the course of the last couple of weeks, tried to take a temperature of the team. And, I think found out that the culture was not in a really good place. And, trying to understand what Josh McDaniels' plan was going forward, I don't think there was much of a plan, and I don't think he had any confidence he would get it done. I was surprised that Dave Ziegler, the general manager, was fired. He didn't get to pick a quarterback. He didn't get to hire his own coach. He came in with Josh McDaniels. 2 off seasons, to me, that was surprising and a little troubling because GM should get a little more rope than that. But in the end, this is a decision he made, and, the Raiders are cleaning house again.
What are people saying about Brock Purdy around the league right now with the Niners having lost 3 in a row?
I think it's tough to tell because 2 games ago, when he really struggled at the end, we learned that he had a concussion. It's like, how much do you take from that? Yeah. Is that really him? Probably not. You know what I mean? So like, there's some stuff there. I think last week, the defense took the brunt of it more. I mean, the Bengals went in and just took it to him. I mean, Joe Burrow diced them up. Then they ended up, saying, "Oh, you know what? We're not good enough. We're going to go get Chase Young," which to me, that was a pretty good move because like they needed a little bit. They needed a little juice, right? So, I don't know that it's all Brock Purdy, and I don't think anyone's like, all right, well, the experiment's over. But, at some point, it's like this team, which is supposed to be one of the best teams in the NFL, needs to start playing better. And I think that point is really coming.
Let's get to the Thursday night here. Tennessee Titans going up against the Pittsburgh Steelers. What does Will Levis have for an encore performance this week? What are you expecting from him?
Well, he's going to have DeAndre Hopkins. That's good. I am a little bit excited about Will Levis. I mean, it's funny because, like, the draft process was not great for him. Like, ended up falling out of the first round. There was some personality stuff, kind of like a real intense. There was, like, the mayonnaise in their coffee stuff, which ended up being a big joke, but people actually, like, think it's real. They kind of use that against him just because it's dumb. There's a lot of, like, nonsense. But then actually get out on the football field, he's got a great arm. Some of those balls, some of the DeAndre Hopkins passes were like, just, electric. I don't know what he's going to do for an encore performance, but like, I'm kind of excited about it. Like, one thing that's so fun and interesting about the draft process is once you get drafted, none of it matters. So like, we went through the whole thing about evaluations and everything. And then at some point they got to go play, and it's almost like that's a different story. And so I'm kind of interested and excited about Will Levis' next story.
As always, man, really appreciate the time. Thanks a lot, and have fun with that Chiefs, the Chiefs-Dolphins game.
Wake up early for it, guys.
Yeah,
wake up early.
I got a 6 and an 8-year-old. We'll be awake, so that's easy.
There you go.
All right, man. We'll talk to you later. There you go. That's Ian Rapoport. He joins us. Actually, I guess I lied to him. I'll be in a vehicle on the way to the airport when that game's on in Vancouver on Sunday morning. So
I mean,
maybe I'll stream it.
You'll search it out. I mean, it is a
big
game.
Yeah.
It's just it'd be nice,
I mean, give us
not the 11 o'clock. I don't want the 11 o'clock kickoff. I'd like that mid-afternoon. Like that's what that's made for. Dolphins Chiefs mid-afternoon.
What's the Sunday nighter this week? Whatever it is, this one should be the Sunday nighter. Bills Bengals.
Yeah, that's okay.
Bills Bengals, solid Sunday nighter. Yeah.
Afternoon, 2 other games going on. That's your
wheelhouse.
And I know Ian and the network and everything, but you put a Nance on there, right? Like I'm just creating that atmosphere for that one. But no, he's right. I mean, they love it in Germany. They'll be doing other. That's Brady country, Bucks country, eh?
In Germany,
a big fan base there. Yeah.
All right, let's get to this. Lieutenant Eric tonight will be at the Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge, and let's get into your Thursday night football pick'em challenge. The spread right now is 2.5. Will Levis and the Titans, 2.5-point dogs going into Pittsburgh against the Steelers, who are 2.5-point favorites at home. Pittsburgh kind of grinding out an okay season so far. Can that continue? I guess we will find out tonight as they take on the Titans. But if you like Pittsburgh minus 2.5, text Steelers right now to 780-218-9999. If you like the Titans plus the 2.5 points, you can text Titans to the inbox at 780-218-9999. If you get it correct, you will go into a draw for a gift certificate from Century Casino, which you can then use to go join Lieutenant Eric at Monday or Thursday night football. So feel free to text in, get in on that contest. And Lieutenant Eric, the floor is yours here, buddy. Which side are you going?
I went against the Steelers Monday night, September 18th, and they were hosting the Cleveland Browns. I love Mr. Lean and the Will Levis. I'm
You're a big Will Levis guy?
I like that. I like to see that, but I can't, for the life of me, again, go against the Steelers in prime time. I don't care what that passing defense is like. They may not even win. But
you can't go against them.
I can't go against them again. I can't be burned again by Mike Tomlin and co. So
you're on the Pittsburgh Steelers minus 2.5.
Yes, mayo in my coffee.
I'll put the clip to bed for another week.
Sorry,
I thought maybe there was a chance.
I did too, but I can't be.
Understand?
Once bitten, twice shy. Is that
that's a Dracula thing? I think. I don't know. I mean, I would assume it's probably a Dracula reference. I don't know where else that would come from. 780-218-9999. Hit us up in the inbox to get in on that Thursday Night Football Challenge. Join Eric tonight. Have the hockey game on there as well.
Smoked brisket cheesesteaks, $9.99. Can't find a better deal than that.
No, you can't actually. $9.99
That's a real
is
good
insane.
deal. It's a loaded sandwich. You get a choice of side. You can get some gravy and some au jus to dip in as well.
Come on. Nowadays, you might not even be able to get gravy for $9.99 at some places.
Their specials are ridiculous.
Yeah, it's
like they still like anybody can say special.
These are
This is an actual
legit
special price
savings
for good
when
meal.
you look at the pricing and all that
It's
and what you're
really
getting.
tough to get a full meal at a sit-down restaurant, as you call it, for $9.99. And that's what you can do.
Tonight.
Take those extra savings, pump them into the old slots, and see what you can do.
It is tonight for the brisket.
Yes.
But they have the specials all week type thing.
No,
And
every
like
day's a
it's
special.
they're all
yeah.
like it's actually insane when you look at the specials that they have and the price and you're going, what is going on here?
Do you get the
What's
loaded burger
what's the
for
catch?
$9.99? What's
Am I gonna have to clean my own dishes
do they
after or
charge me
something?
when I
Like
leave
what
the
am I
building?
doing?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
this can't be, but it is.
Prime rib special tonight as well in the restaurant. You can queue in line for the prime rib, which is actually a line. You queue it up.
It is a line.
Get the prime rib in the restaurant for your little pregame. Join me then next door in the sports bar and lounge for the smoked brisket and the football and the hockey. You can have a real good night tonight. You'll be chock full.
Or be Savage the plumber and just go every day.
Try to get a mix. They're giving away a trip.
Yeah.
Browns, Rams.
L.A., Los Angeles.
Los Angeles.
And it's right before Christmas. It's right at the beginning of December. Right before you can go along, do this trip, maybe do a little Christmas shopping if you want, right?
Go watch LeBron James play.
Sure, yeah. And then you come back, and then it's Christmas season. It's a beautiful thing.
LeBron's got so much left in the tank. He was unreal last night. I wanted to do 3 hours on the Lakers-Clippers. Paul George fouls out in overtime.
You guys want to have a little love it
I
right
mean,
now?
did you stand
I'm on the opposite side of this right now.
What the hell are you
Beg your
talking
pardon?
about?
They're relying on LeBron a little too much early in this season.
Well, they were missing 4 guys last night.
Still, it's just, I don't want LeBron at the start of the season.
Well,
I
they're
don't want
supposed to put him
LeBron
on a minutes
going-
restriction, but he's blown through it.
That's my
twice now.
like. I don't want any of that. I care
he was
about
awesome
April.
last
I
night.
don't care. That doesn't help us in April. That doesn't help us in May.
You don't see the alley-oop from Reeves last night?
It's great, but I'm worried that they're gonna keep going this way, and then it's not there when it matters.
They'll find spots for him to get rest.
They better.
They will. They're not going to rest him against the Clippers.
I know, but you've just mentioned they're blowing past these. And I to hear like LeBron took over again. It's like, yeah, okay. I want to hear that in April. I want to hear that in May. I want to hear that in the NBA Finals. LeBron took over Game 4, and the Lakers are up 3-1 in the series now, whatever that is. I don't care about November basketball when it comes to the Lakers.
Does it scare you?
Except, well, that they're maybe he's unbelievable. He is doing great things, but he's still closing in on 40, and the tank is not going to be able to go as full as
the king,
younger LeBron. So I will be a little worried between him and AD. I just want them healthy for the playoffs, healthy and fresh for the playoffs. That's what matters. Regular season, don't care. Just don't get hurt.
I think it's something against the Clippers, though, to snap
whatever.
an 11-game losing streak. Like,
That's the next game. Don't play him that much. Get that minute restriction
Well,
back in
that's
there.
what they'll try to do.
Lock in it, and in fact, come under.
he was just so good last night.
You love the regular season.
Yeah, well, no, I
Here's the
also
thing.
love playoffs. Look, if
It's
the
about the playoffs.
Lakers are in the NBA Finals this year, I'm going to every game.
We're taking this on the
Home
road.
and away.
Every game.
We're taking this on the road, straight up.
I don't care if we go through it and then we're like, damn, we have no money. We have to shut this thing down.
I need to get to at least one of those, personally. So we're taking this on the road.
Like this, if they make it to the final, it could be his last final ever. I don't know why I wouldn't travel with them for 2 weeks. We even get accreditation.
That
you
part.
can see me creeping in trying to smell his shoulder.
The problem is
LeBron, your shoulder
it
smells
would
so
just be
nice.
who they're playing in the East.
Doesn't matter.
It could be tough to.
Look at this text. LeBron is washed. Who cares? That comes in at 780-218-9999.
How could you say he's washed?
Those are just haters, dude. Don't even worry about it.
But
I didn't even get fazed by this.
That's not even being a hater. That's just being utterly clueless.
Ignorant, hey?
You can't actually look at his you don't have to watch the game. You can't look at his stat line yesterday and go, that guy's washed. Washed is LeBron playing 25 minutes, putting up 4 points, 1 rebound, and that's it. And being minus 15 on the floor or something.
Just doesn't happen.
Because it's not washed.
No, he's not washed. He's not washed at all. He's ridiculous. He's the greatest ever to do it.
You don't have to like LeBron. You don't have to say he's the best.
Unsigned text.
Of course
it's usually unsigned. It's
Nobody
always
would
out
put
his
their name on that.
You can't say he's washed.
On the way, hey, if you want to play kind of easy trivia, did you just do an old man arm wave? Man, he just went like this and then he goes,
Pa! The hell with you.
keep your horrible takes at home. All right, if you want to play kind of easy trivia today, we do have a gift certificate to Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual, the casualest place ever. This place is delicious. If you want to play kind of easy trivia today, text in right now, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999, and just say, hey, Maddie, pick me. I would like to play kind of easy trivia today. Maddie will pick one of you. You will play coming up. 3 questions too many on the way as well. Orange and Blue breakfast now with a partner on board. Looking forward to that. We'll get to that coming up in hour number 3 as well as we continue to get you ready for the Edmonton Oilers, the Dallas Stars. How are the Dallas Stars going to contain Sam Gagner? More on that in hour number 3. Right now, we've got a sports update for United Sport and Cycle.
That's right, Oilers and Stars tonight from Rogers Place. Tom Gazzola has your Oil Stream pre- and post-game shows. Coverage begins at 5:30 right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Stars last night holding on to defeat the Flames 4-3. Texas Rangers are your World Series champions. They take the series in 5 games, defeating Arizona on the road last night by a score of 5-0. Rangers perfect on the road during the postseason with an 11-0 record. Raptors snapping a 3-game slide last night. They pick up a home court win over the Bucks, 131-11. Raps will visit the Sixers later tonight. Out west, LeBron James, 35. Lakers over the Clippers, 130-125 in overtime. In Week 9 in the National Football League begins tonight. From Pittsburgh, it's the Titans and Steelers. You can join me for this one and the Oilers Stars at the Centric Casino Sports Bar and Lounge, Centric Casino, Fort Road. It'll be your next chance to qualify into a draw for a trip for 2 to LA to catch the Rams and Browns. Centric Casino Sports Bar and Lounge, Centric Casino, Fort Road, where every day is game day. Sports update for United Sport and Cycle, your home of hockey for over 95 years.
The Nielsen Show featuring Lieutenant Eric. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
Like, oh, data muncher? No. That's right.
I've never seen anything like this. Nor have I.
Nielsen Show rolls along as we continue another day of great, crystal clear, static-free sports talk here at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. We will have the hangout today from 9 to 11. The lock shop's coming up at 11. And, of course, today, 2 guys and a goalie from 12 until 1, getting you set for the Oilers and the Dallas Stars tonight. On the hangout today, Maddie, who do we got?
Joaquin Gage, as he is every Thursday, and another pro athlete from your Edmonton Elks, Aaron Grimes, who's now actually made Edmonton his home. He's sticking around.
A familiar face in the tailgate at times.
Absolutely. I saw him at, I didn't go say hi because he doesn't know who I am.
He will after today.
But he was at the Bears game. He was at the Golden Bears game on Saturday, I think, with his family and stuff.
He's a community guy.
So he's around. So, yeah, Hernan helping us get Aaron Grimes in. So, yeah, it's another Thursday, so it's another week I sit with some pro athletes and go, hey, yeah, how about playing in sports? And they look down. Actually, it was funny when Chris Joseph was on, he kind of made a comment and he backtracked really quickly of we all know what it's like at referencing something pro, and then quick as well, we know. And then he kind of just looked at Gage and I was like, yeah.
The city of Edmonton to the Grimes family.
You're going to live with me now. Yeah, I'm going to take care of you. Because I love you. I love you, John. Oh, I love you, John.
All right, you got to find a way. You got to find a way to make that happen. And, yeah, that'll be good. Good on the hangout today. Looking forward to that one. And we will have pre- and post-game tonight, 5:30 start for pregame. And then we'll see how this one plays out. Manny makes a good point on if the Oilers don't get it done tonight against the Dallas Stars, then you start to wonder, is this a team that can only put together a good game once every 7 to 10 days?
Fool's Gold, right, on Sunday?
Oh, Fool's Gold. And that was a good movie. I think that was Matthew McConaughey. I think Matthew McConaughey was in Fool's Gold.
Is that the one John Candy was filming? No, that
No,
was
that
Wagons
was,
West or something? Or
that was
Wagons East?
What was that one? It's something to do with wagons.
We'll get to the bottom of this.
Anyway, hey, I guess it's not
Fool's Gold 08.
Matthew McConaughey,
Kate Hudson.
Kate Hudson, that's
yada,
right.
yada, yada.
Yeah. All right. Who's going to play kind of easy trivia today, buddy?
Menopause Nick.
Menopause Nick. Come
Daddy.
on. What a day. Menopause Nick trying to get his hands on a gift certificate to Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual, the casualest place ever in the Hampton Inn on the corner of 137th Ave and Mark Messier Trail. Brand new location out in Fort Sask. For all of our Fort Sask nasties, go hit up the new location in Fort Sask. Get yourself a classic Mike burger. Pickle in, pickle out. Does not matter. Let's bring in Menopause Nick today. Menopause Nick, how are you?
So I still need to come. I played like a month ago, and I still need to come by the station and pick up my gift card. So let's hope I'm picking up 2 when I head over there.
You're a busy family man, Menopause Nick.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that I work on out by Sherwood Park. So
that's not ideal. You know what you got to do? You got to bring baby menopause around.
Yeah, take a vacation day and come on in.
That's the plan eventually.
Good.
Also, just quick shout out to my brother who went on a date yesterday and took her to Mr. Mike's for those sirloin bites.
Yada, yada, yada. They're getting married today, right?
YouTube Trev, clip it. Yeah. We'll send that over to the crew at Mr. Mike's. I love it. I like that their hands accidentally touched when they were reaching for a sirloin bite, which works out really well. All right, Nick, here we go, man. You need to get 3 out of 5 correct.
You're pickle out too?
Yeah. All right. I'll start the ticker. I read the first question. Where's my questions? I was looking at the wrong page. I was like, these are questions for Noodles. What's going on here? All right, here we go. Who did the Edmonton Oilers play tonight?
Dallas.
Who did the Dallas Stars beat last night?
The stupid Calgary Flames.
Which team won the World Series yesterday?
Texas Rangers.
How many NBA teams call Los Angeles home?
2.
Which city is home to the Tennessee Titans?
Hey, Nielsen.
And Sergio Ramos gets a nipple erection.
Oh, is that dirty?
This is not just a dream, it's a wet dream of orgasmic proportions.
Oh, is that dirty?
Frustration sets in and the emotion goes out, and then you just start playing by yourself.
Oh, is that dirty?
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
Menopause Nick gets it done. No big deal. And a really nice visit with Menopause Nick there.
Oh, he drops he doesn't, it's like my 10 years saying enjoy your week. We have these benchmarks with people, and he comes in, he doesn't say, hey, Nielsen. I'm like, it's kind of odd. But then he spikes the ball at the end with the hey, Nielsen.
You gave me the side-eyed look when we didn't get the hey, Nielsen.
It's like a doctor taps your knee and it doesn't move. You're kind of like, what's going on there? It's a reflex.
I thought, oh my goodness, did Menopause Nick actually grow up? And then on the 5th question, he drops the hammer on us with a hey, Nielsen. Tells us an epic story about his brother going on a date at Mr. Mike's for the sirloin
Got
bites.
the client.
Look, that's impressing somebody.
10 out of 10.
Right? You're probably sitting there, and the female on the date, you're probably looking at, she goes, Mr. Mike's? What's going on here? Like, I don't go to Mr. Mike's regularly. So many people have been like, Dusty, never went to Mr. Mike's before, but now we mix Mr. Mike's into the schedule on a regular basis. So she rolls in, doesn't have to dress up because it's the casualest place ever.
Baby.
And then brother of Menopause Nick drops these damn sirloin bites in the middle of the table.
Steak. This isn't movie theater popcorn on a first date. He's giving you steak.
Yeah. That's just a huge move. I respect that very much. Very much.
A casual place to date.
Your predictions for the Oilers and the Dallas Stars tonight. Let's go. Hit us up in the nasty chat. Dive into the Paris Jewelers inbox at 780-218-9999 as well. Let's get into 3 questions too many. Lieutenant Eric, do you have a lineup for the segments?
3 questions too many is brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda and dealer principal Mitch Lewicki, where he has beef this morning that the Rangers weren't allowed in the Chase Field pool. Park Mazda, your dealer for life.
Oh, Mitch has big-time beef, eh?
It's combining of the worlds here.
I kind of thought with this Creed run they were on, they could probably do whatever they wanted, you know?
Creed would have probably been allowed in the pool. I do like, though, I parked behind your big black truck this morning, and it's got the Park Mazda, your dealer for life, the logo, the insignia on the bumper and everything. It just that's a nice. It's a nice. I know every dealership does that, but the Park Mazda one just pops off that black. You know,
when I go get it wrapped at William Huff, I'm gonna have them put a picture of Mitch's head on the hood, big one.
He could be your Kelvin.
Like a little. Yeah, I'm gonna have
pissing on all the other dealerships. You know.
I do like that idea. There's a picture of Mitch from Park Mazda pissing on a Ford logo.
Sure, whatever. Yeah, take your pick.
On the back of the truck. That's what they should do. Instead of the little Park Mazda, your dealer for life on the back of the tailgate, they should have a picture of Mitch doing the double bird towards somebody
on
or
the
something.
Competition in general.
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah. No, that's a pretty good idea, actually. That's funny. Do you have a Twitter account?
Yes, I do. It's at Lieutenant_Eric. You can follow me on Twitter. Actually, talking about beef, Corey the Butcher from Acme Meat Market. A proper cross rib roast is perfect for dinner in a chilly fall day. Who's with me? And he's got a little video. Actually, Corey, he's at Corey the Butcher. Great follow. Instagram, Twitter, whatever. But he takes you inside the butcher block. Like, he will show you what he's doing. I mentioned you before. He does stuff with, like, schools and stuff, like eyes and brains and all that stuff you can dissect. So, interesting guy, and he takes you back there. You don't even have to wear an apron. You can watch it all from the comfort of your phone or computer, and he takes you really behind the scenes.
A butcher is essentially an animal scientist.
He's not calling himself that, but yes, you could add that to the title.
I feel like they should promote that more.
It's all dissecting in a sense.
Guys, I was waiting for the hey Nielsen. I was yelling at my radio for it. Like, Metapus, damn you, Metapus, Nick. What have you done to us?
He knew what he was doing there.
I also love that guy saying he was yelling. That's Plumber Topher. He was yelling at his radio. You know why? Because he probably has Edmonton Sports Talk hooked up to the dash on the TuneIn app, and he's just cruising along right there on the dash. When I get in my truck now, still not used to saying that. So I get in the truck, and my Apple CarPlay automatically connects, and it just pops up. And I just click, so TuneIn like automatically sitting there, and then I just click Edmonton Sports Talk, and that's it.
You don't have to turn a dial.
Yeah, it's more convenient than actually like tune. It's just like boom, done. Very simple, and static free. We're happy to provide you with that option. All right, let's get into 3 questions too many today. If you ever have any questions that you would like to mix into the segment, feel free to text us at 780-218-9999. Probably too early for this one, but it's a big day with Sam Gagner returning, so why not? Where would Gagner rank among the guys who will get some sort of shot in the top 6? Okay, so this is like you're basically wanting us to rank the offensive potential of the bottom 6 as guys who could eventually, get the Fogle bump for a little bit. Right? That's kind of what it would be, I would think.
Yeah, ranking more like reeking. given the production. Well, I mean, like, look, everybody's saying 5-goal night, 8-point night, whatever it is, and we get that with Sam Gagner, but we're going to go through this exercise then. Hey, I mean,
I'm just writing down. Janmark's already had his shot.
Yes,
and he couldn't hit the broadside of a barn, so he's off the list.
Yeah.
Derek Ryan's just not going to get that bump anyway.
And he's fine with that.
Derek Ryan is where he is. I mean, that's fine. So you're looking at Holloway, you're looking at Brown, you're looking at Gagner. You're looking at McLeod. Now, McLeod, you're going to put him up on the wing when you have like no other options down the middle.
That kind of rules him out of there, yeah.
Rules him out. So then it's like, who would get the next shot in the top 6 if Fogle doesn't stay up there yet? And it comes down to Connor Brown, Dylan Holloway, Sam Gagner. And I think the answer in order would be Connor Brown, Dylan Holloway, Sam Gagner.
I'd like to put Holloway over Brown and then Sam Gagner.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Brown has technically had a brief shot there.
That's where I come from on that. I mean, I think those two could be interchangeable, but I think for most you'd have Gagner in that 3 spot, correct? He's not jumping up to number 2 on that list of 3.
There's
certainly
a
not one.
minuscule chance that he sees any time ever in the top 6. We're just trying to answer the question that came in.
Much like Derek Ryan, he's not expecting that either, right? Like that's,
Derek Ryan and Sam Gagner.
That's where they live.
Are expected to be veteran graybeards in the bottom 6, and it's the Browns and the Holloways and the Fogles who try to weasel their way up into that top 6 for a little bit. I would take a sprinkling of Gagner on my PP2.
Okay.
He's good with the puck, makes good decisions. I think you could probably sprinkle him on the PP. But 2, not PP1. PP1, untouchable.
Dustin Nielson calls for Gagner, top power play unit.
No, I never said that. Don't you dare do that. Don't clip me. Don't send out the clip of, I'd sprinkle Gagner on my PP2.
Well, you're calling for it.
Yeah. No, we don't need that. All right, question number 2. This comes in after our last discussion prior to the 8 o'clock update. Is there anything in sports that you guys think gets Nielsen more fired up than LeBron takes? You've worked with me for what, 12 years?
Yeah, the LeBron stuff, and now people know. I mean, all people have to do is type up MJ, and you start frothing at the mouth like it's like a bell. It's a Pavlov.
That's why we almost didn't bring Mike Johnson back on Fridays.
But to answer the question though, and I think your wife, laid it out. I think if anything comes close, it's drafting Dusty. And how you kind of now, to your wife's words, morph into this beast that she doesn't even recognize anymore, and you become this overconfident, talk about rings weighing you down. I mean, you're putting rings on your toes at this stage of the game, so I understand it. But I think in the spirit of the question, that's probably the closest. If we're looking at anything, I don't know what else gives you the gripes. I mean, you're a Lions fan. You're kind of passive when it comes to that. You know what it is like to lose.
The Lions are one of the teams that I'm truly just a fan of still.
Sure,
it's kind of fun.
But there's nothing it's not like people can really. Who's trolling Lions fans?
If anybody,
you know what it's like.
I think the only thing that would get me more fired up than LeBron haters, if there's anybody who was ever going to say anything bad about Saku Koivu, I would literally come to your place of work and. You want to fight somebody? You fight me.
But much like the Lion fandom, who's taking shots?
Nobody's ever going to say anything bad about Saku. But I don't even like people who doubt how awesome he was on the ice. Saku Koivu was a fiend. And by the way, his son is draft eligible in 2024. And I'm just telling you right now, if the Oilers were for some reason to draft him, if you thought my love affair with Jesse Puljujarvi was a thing,
maybe
times 10 with son of Koivu.
I guess the Puljujarvi period was one. Could you imagine Braun's kid and Saku's kid playing both of this? Are you ready for this?
Well, because of my ongoing rivalry with Bronny for a long time there, I don't know if I'll be as big of a LeBron James Jr. fan. I think I'm more of a Bryce guy. I think Bryce might end up being the better player.
Is that right?
Yeah, I do.
Where you're leaning?
Yeah, I guess the Puljujarvi thing did get me fired up for quite some time.
So it's LeBron.
It's LeBron way up. Well, it would be, if anybody ever said anything bad about Koivu, it would be up here. And then it's obviously the LeBron right here. The JP level would be about here. Son of Koivu would be up probably just below LeBron, really. So, yeah. But outside of that, I mean, I'm pretty laid back most of the other times. You are right, though. I do show my fangs a little bit when we get into the draft room.
And you got it once you cross that line, right? It's like you cross that white line.
It's go time.
You transform it.
I'm not going to read any of the text messages. I'm not going to read any of the chats about it because I just don't want to get fired up here. But
MJ.
Somebody just said MJ?
Yes.
Mike Johnson tomorrow morning, 7:05 on the Nielsen Show. Question number 3. Is Tommy going to be in every draft moving forward? And if so, how much of an advantage is that for you guys?
I think he'll be wanting to take one off here. Hey, is that maybe he wants to?
I mean, I always would think like when we decide on a draft, Tommy gets offered the third chair straight up, and if he can make it, he can make it. Sometimes there might be something with like Oilers or something of significance or whatever, and maybe he can't. But yeah, Tommy's in the crew.
First right of refusal, hey, type of deal.
Yeah, I would think so. Maddie, do you think we force Tommy into every single draft, or we say, Tommy, if you want to sit this one out? You can sit
well,
like
he might 2 parts. One, it is the hangout where he usually is.
Oh, that's a really
here for, right? So it's his show along with mine. I'm there as commissioner. So and we don't ever really do it. We don't do it on Oilers game day.
Yeah,
we
so
pick our spots.
Reason for Tommy to not be involved.
We pick our spots for that. We're like, if the Oilers were playing a big game, there's no way we're doing draft day. We understand. We've always done that. So, but I think for all 3 of you, if there's a day that. Maybe there's one. Like the SNL draft, the idea. I can understand if Eric doesn't want to do that. I understand if you do.
He's in.
Like he's
in for everything.
But I could also understand that if you go, I don't know anything SNL.
It's part of the challenge. Like Huss said
it
yesterday
is.
on Lock Shop, Huss came in and won Christmas movie draft. And he technically doesn't even really probably celebrate Christmas or watch movies.
By the way, there's a radio station that went to Christmas.
Already?
Yeah, I'm stunned.
It's November 2.
It's
That being
not.
said, I went into Canadian Tire the other day and they
Yeah.
had
Yeah,
advent
the
calendars.
decorations.
But the radio stations in town usually always wait till after Remembrance Day.
Was it 100.3 The Bear?
No.
Oh, just in case. I just wondered.
No, it's actually an around the area one, but yeah, there's Christmas music now playing, which stunned me.
Really?
I couldn't, because that opens up Irish cream season in your coffee for me.
I have no idea what we're talking about here.
What do you mean?
Well, Irish cream. What do you mean? Like you?
Bailey's in your coffee.
Oh, Mr.
Oh, you
Latte
wait. You
guy,
wait
we're
until Christmas.
Here's the thing,
Boy,
Jess.
is he gonna have a
Tell me
Christmas
about
again.
this.
So when it's December and you drink Bailey's with your coffee, you're in the Christmas spirit. It's wonderful.
Christmas cheer.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
it's
everybody's
like when you
doing
go to the airport at 6 o'clock in the morning and you have a beer, it's celebrate.
Yeah, nobody frowns on it.
In COVID, one of the things that was actually socially acceptable is if you wanted to drink all day, drink all day. There was nothing else to do. January 2nd comes around and you do Bailey's in your coffee all the time. You're an alcoholic. People are like, what are you doing?
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
So it's Christmas season. And me and Jess at the Bear, we used to always bring in some bottles once Christmas season came. And
I
we
supplied
we
a
used to
few.
do it. Absolutely, yeah. We used to do it. But her and I had these conversations where we'd start in December. And we'd every December. And then we went, well, let's do it the moment the first radio station goes to Christmas. Now it's Christmas season.
Oh.
And that was always November 12th because it was the day after Remembrance Day because
Yeah,
no
yeah,
one
yeah.
ever wanted to really do it before Remembrance
Well,
Day.
it's
But
ridiculous.
yesterday I threw on a station and they were playing Christmas music. I was like, okay, that's a little weird. I'm not in favor of this, but
So are you drinking right now?
I didn't bring it in today.
Oh.
But I'll be back. I'll be here next week. Actually, probably tomorrow. I have a bottle. I have a pretty big bottle. Absolutely.
So we put Bailey's into a
Into-
latte even. Maybe.
Well,
I don't
that'd
know.
be a little too milky.
Yeah, you've already got the milk in
A
there or
little thick.
something.
Now, this would be a good intro to a cup of coffee for him.
Yeah,
right?
that's a good point.
Take a sip of black coffee,
That's a
then
good
we
point.
doctor it with a Bailey's
Yeah.
or two, and then you're in the Christmas cheer.
But yeah,
And then
it's
your
all
intro-
Christmas cheer now, right? Because in July, if
Merry
you're doing it every year, it's one of those.
You're an
well, what do you-
alcoholic.
Exactly. It's not as socially acceptable. But in Christmas season, you're just in the spirit.
Unless
Jolly.
you're camping by a fire, which some people
There's
might
certain
have an
moments,
asterisk
yeah.
and say, hey, you
But
know,
work- at work, right? Like at a work thing.
cabin. Yeah, at work. No.
Like if it was April 3rd and we're at the old place and
This is
like
how
this
we
is
get him into
different
coffee,
here.
though. This is the
That's a good point.
coffee angle.
Yeah, but then
here.
what if I only want to drink coffee year round with Bailey's?
Well, you're the boss. You can do whatever the hell you want.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
We
know,
also had
guys.
T-Roy here yesterday just cracking open drinks as of 9 o'clock.
He
I
does
mean,
love
if
bottle
somebody
Bailey's
walked
every time.
into this office right now, they would think we're raging alcoholics.
Yes.
Because all we have is boxes and boxes of booze everywhere.
Unopened.
Yeah, yesterday.
Promotional purposes.
Yesterday,
you know,
for
it's-
staff meeting, we did have a cracked open. What do you crack open? A brew house.
Yeah, it's not like we're walking through like emptied cans laying on the floor
Yeah.
scattered around.
I mean, we have a recycling bin.
But that's the end of our workday.
Yeah, that was the end
And
of the
not
day, so we had to be
and that's an early start for us.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, that's true.
But it's Christmas season now.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
That's still a bad decision by a radio station, and we've known radio stations in the past
Yeah.
to make horrible decisions.
That's a foul. Yeah.
I think it's wrong.
Yellow card. Yeah.
But
It is.
it's happening, which means Merry Christmas.
You know, Phrase put Bailey's in his
Absolutely.
coffee every single day when he was doing the show.
I can see that.
Every single.
Well, when you're going through canoe.ca to get your news.
Phrase spent, I would say, 90% of our time, and we love Phrase, obviously. He was here just hanging out yesterday.
Great ass.
He does have a great ass now. But Phrase would literally spend about 90% of our show browsing through Canoe, and then he'd print off an article that didn't even like print off properly. You know how it like gets printed off and half of it vertically is on this page, and he'd bring it over and he'd drop it off in the studio and go, found this one we might want to talk about. And I'd look at it
Nothing
and
to
it'd
do
be
with
like,
sports.
person swims marathon in really cold lake. Click here to read more. I was just like, I don't know if this is gonna move. I don't know if this is gonna move the needle at Canoe. I don't know.
I love that it was Canoe too.
It was always Canoe.
Always
Like,
Canoe.
it wasn't at like EdmontonJournal.com,
No.
NewYorkTimes.com,
Canoe.ca.
Canoe.ca. The only thing better would be MSN.com, you know?
Oil Raiders in. It says, I set up my tree yesterday. Too soon? Too soon for a tree.
I still have my Halloween decorations up.
We took ours down. I didn't take him down. Tammy took him down.
The wife wanted to just have for the week.
Yeah.
She loves salads.
Our tree goes up, but I think we try to do, we don't even do December 1st, I don't think. Somewhere around there, maybe?
Usually day after Grey Cup.
That's a nice thing.
We used to always do Grey Cup too.
Grey Cup kind of, it's the, you got your November to remember with the playoffs and everything, and then you get into Christmas season.
Anyone that is looking to maybe decorate their house, your next week is a great window. 5 degrees today, 7 degrees Friday, 7 on Saturday, 5 on Sunday, 6 on Monday, 4 on Tuesday, 4 on Wednesday. Above temperatures, above zero. It's a good time if you're planning to potentially get, I don't know what's beyond the 7-day, but if you are planning to do them, this is kind of a window to maybe go get it done.
It's good. On Sunday, I'm flying back from Vancouver, and my plan is to put up the boards for the rink. And that weather is perfect board putting upping weather. I'm very excited for that.
Perfect board putting up weather. Yeah,
very excited for that. That's going to be good. Let's see here. Let's get into a couple of messages. Surveyor Brett says, it's wild to hear you're the boss and you're talking about Dusty, a literal man-child. That's a little strange, I guess. Balaneski says he's got a friend who completely decorates her house on November 1st because she's a monster.
Dave in Section T chimes in, 780-218-9999, Paris Jewelers inbox. Hey, boys, Golden Bears alumni tailgate Saturday. You and your Baileys are welcome. Just tossing that invite out there from Dave in Section T.
Golden Bears tailgate at the Golden Bears game?
Yeah, they have a little parking lot. And you can
right across. I used to park in that parking lot to go call games.
So I was on the train on Saturday. I saw them. Some of them have fire pit up, and they were going.
Huge game. I think try to get Chris Morris on tomorrow, maybe.
Playoff tailgate.
Hey, probably fire out a text, try to get Chris on to set that game up.
Bears behind the Huskies in the state rankings. UBC is 7, I think. Sask is 8. Bears are 10.
How did this not come up during I Got Beef?
They're trolling you
because I forgot about this. Because I forgot about this.
Guys,
how are the Huskies ahead of them when they're lower in the standings and the Bears beat them twice? How's that even possible?
And the Bears have only lost to UBC. That's it.
Who's the guy who runs football again? Jim Mullins?
Darren DuPont.
Dupes, this is on you, man. I cannot. Where's Stoff right now? How is Stoff allowed this to happen?
The last time we had this conversation, I actually asked Mooner, I said, how mad is Stoff about this? And he was actually surprisingly pretty good. I was like, how?
What?
Yeah,
how?
Not now.
What are you doing, Stoff? Like, why aren't you losing your mind? Why aren't you taking 2 hours on Oilers Now to just go off on U Sport? I thought you're Mr. U of A. I'm calling out Stoff right now for not doing enough to push this.
Maybe Stoff voted for the Huskies ahead of them.
So UBC 7, Huskies 8, Bears 10. That is.
In
That's
what
why
world?
You guys are mad. This whole ranking system has served the Golden Bears quite well, actually. This is propelling them to the success that they're having. I would say you take the plucky underdog crown, you wear it with pride, and you go in and you show these. We know what this is. We knew what this was. What was the first week that the Golden Bears won in Saskatoon? What was it that we had problems with these rankings?
September.
This has been a week-by-week issue. You should be used to this now. This is how it is. And in fact, I think it's helping the Golden Bears right now. Look where they're at. Keep ranking them low.
The Huskies have 3 losses. I think it is.
Something like that.
The Bears have 2.
Keep fading them, though.
Bears have beaten them twice.
Want
And
that
it's 8 and 10. It's a joke.
I'm tweeting about this. I don't I'm actually very angry about this now. You shouldn't have brought this up. The show is cruising along great. We're going to get an orange and blue breakfast. Everything's going to be fine.
LeBron.
It's just
U Sport rankings, pull your.
However these rankings are structured, the entire system needs to be abolished. How does a team who's lost to a team twice, and I can understand it if, they've lost to them twice, but they're higher in the standings. Okay, then maybe you can make a case for it. But they're lower in the standings. The Huskies are lower than the Bears in the standings, and the Bears have beaten them twice. Somebody please explain to me how this is even remotely close to being proper from a ranking system. U Sports, your football committee is a joke. It's a joke. Whatever stupid weighted legacy system you have, it needs to be thrown out the bloody window. It's pathetic. How can you take U Sports football seriously right now when this is put out like it doesn't make any sense? Unbelievable.
Did MJ ever need to move teams in order
Not
to win
now.
a championship?
Not now. Not now.
Don't
Don't bring that up now.
Chat,
Don't bring that up now. Let's get into the orange and blue breakfast because we can't keep talking about this.
You guys,
Stoff, say something about
they're
this.
trolling you at this point.
Step up, Stoff.
You're the voice of reason, Stoff, future Nielsen Show guest. This is unacceptable. If I was still on that committee, I would I would take myself out of it. I would remove myself from a committee that has clearly become a farce.
But doing the Golden Bears a huge favor in imprinting that dog mentality into them. Fade them. Fade them all you want. Drop them out of the top 10. Huh?
They probably want to.
Well,
probably want to, but they're like, they're second best team in Can West. So
Bears will beat the Huskies this weekend and still be behind them.
No, they'll drop out of the top 10. They'll drop out.
Man. I know what's the saying? Is it foaming at the mouth or frothing at the mouth?
Both.
I was doing both.
Doing both.
This side of my mouth was frothing. This side of my mouth was foaming. All right, orange and blue breakfast. This is actually very exciting. It is now presented to you by Mobile One Blue Water Lubricants. Mobile One and the Edmonton Oilers. One oil, many champions. And I came up with this slogan for them. If you like your oil as lubey as possible, Mobile One is the answer. The lubiest in the business. You think they've ever come up with a slogan like that before? Or is that one that I
like
did? Yeah, I think so. So if you're looking to power your vehicle, get it done. Actually, that sounds nice too. If you're looking to power your vehicle, get it done with Mobile One. That works out very well. Huge thanks to the Blue Water crew for hopping on board with us for the rest of the season. On your orange and blue breakfast, Oilers get the Dallas Stars tonight. I'm trying to focus and get some line combinations for you, but I am just...
I'm staring at that top 10.
I'm a hot potato right now. I'm a hot potato. All right, Dallas Stars, last night, they do pick up the win in regulation, cha-ching, against the Calgary Flames. Here's what they're rolling with right now. And like we said earlier, man, this is the biggest challenge for the Oilers is the depth of the Dallas Stars. And when you have depth, the back-to-backs don't hit as right. Like, they don't need to run Rupe Hintz out for 27 minutes here for this team to have success. Rupe Hintz with the big Pavelski and Jason Robertson, Wyatt Johnson, who's kind of really burst on the scene here with Jamie Benn and the guy who ended up costing the Ottawa Senators and Pierre Dorian his job.
Here he is.
The Donoff. Duchesne with Sagan and Mason Marchment. Sam Steele, local boy. I like that guy, Sam Steele. With Dellandrea and Craig Smith on the blue line. Ryan Suter with Heiskanen, Thomas Harley with Hakanpää, and Esa Lindell with Nils Lundqvist. Real nice international flavor on that blue line for the Dallas Stars. And I do know in the past they have said Heiskanen moves extremely well for a big man, and he'd be one of the guys who could skate with McDavid a little bit. But McDavid has had some success against Heiskanen and the Dallas Stars. So keep that in mind as you head into the game tonight.
I like the international flavor on the blue line.
Well, there is. I mean,
it's nice, yeah.
They're forward,
Full
sweet,
menu on
/
that one.
fins,
Yeah,
moving it around nicely. The Edmonton Oilers, almost able to dress a full lineup here. So this is great. McDavid with Fogle and Draisaitl, Nudes with Hyman and Kane, McLeod, Connor Brown, and Dylan Holloway. And then you would think Sam Gagner just gets slotted in with Derek Ryan. And then on the back end, Nurse, Ceci, Ekholm, Broberg, Kulak, Bouchard, and Vincent as your number 7, certainly getting into the mix as well. Your predictions, I did see quite a people predicting like a 4-2-ish type of game for this. With that being said, that's an easy one to predict. Like, whenever you hear, hey, what do you think's going to happen tonight? Just say 3-2 or 4-2 with an empty netter.
In the sport of hockey.
Yeah, I think so.
Ice hockey. That would be
All right, let's get to a list of guys who aren't tough enough to play hockey tonight with the Doc, Lieutenant Eric, and it hurts so good.
Are we...
Come on, baby.
It hurts so
good.
I was waiting for
Something. Yeah. You know it should.
And that 20 seconds really helps me a lot.
Hurts
You
so
don't know
good.
the behind-the-scenes stuff here.
Well, we're working on it.
So anyways, for the Dallas Stars, Radek Faksa listed as day-to-day with an upper body injury, and Jared Rosberg is on the IR with an undisclosed injury as of October 8th. For your Edmonton Oilers, Matthias Janmark listed as day-to-day with a shoulder, and Brady Stonehouse and Ryan Fanti also listed on the IR.
Still trying to construct my critical tweet about these rankings.
Proofread. Make sure.
I know.
Sometimes
I go crazy.
when you're going to the law with a case, you want all your
What should this
evidence
tweet
lined
say?
up. And
right now, I've got the Golden Bears are second in Canada West, have beaten the Huskies twice, and are ranked lower than them in the national rankings. Yes. Now, how do I finish this? Like, I want to drop a hammer here.
At Jim Mullen.
Do I say this is a joke, or do I just put in a GIF that is like a real angry
What
one?
GIF were you thinking of? An angry or WTF meet?
What is this?
Do both.
Amateur hour?
Do both.
Do both.
Where do you guys come out on the amateur hour? Yeah,
Amateur
Rod
hour.
Burgundy. There it is. What is this? Amateur hour?
Well, it is.
I'm just going to
sport.
leave
I mean,
that
it's,
there.
It's semi like.
And who are we tagging in this?
Stoff.
Mullen.
I'm going to say, how can you allow this stuff?
What's that gridiron? The gridiron show. The
Gridiron Nation
Crown,
or something.
Crown Gridiron. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to
Get them all on there.
I am about 35 minutes away from a phone call from Stoff, guaranteed.
I'll say this, Stoff. Stoff, start the campaign. We're behind you. You have to lead this, though. Yeah. No one, there's no bigger Mr. U of A than Bob Stauffer. You need to get on board, and we were right behind you. We are with you.
The fact that I'll throw this out there. The fact that they are where they are makes me doubt the clout that Stoff's now rolling with at a national university football level. Sorry. It had to be said, Stoff. I love you. Had to be said. Had to be said. Like, there were years where Stoff simply would not have allowed those rankings to come out. Not anymore, I guess.
I want him to be fuming at Rogers today.
He should be.
And if I don't hear that that's what's happening, I question his love of the program.
All right, back to the Orange and Blue Breakfast brought to you by Mobile One. All right, Lieutenant Eric, your key to an Oilers victory tonight, buddy. What are you going with?
Well, simply you played Sunday. You had the Heritage Classic, all the momentum that went along with that. The key will be to bring some of, if not all of that, into tonight's game. We've talked, Noodles have talked. The Dallas Stars aren't the Calgary Flames. And yes, it was 4-3 last night, and the Flames peppered them with shots, but this team is good. We're talking about the four lines. We're talking about the blue line. We're talking about the goaltending. And I don't care if it's Wedgwood or E-Bug tonight. We've seen the Oilers get burnt by those guys if it's not the 1A when it comes to goaltending. So I'm going to look for this team. And a guy like Evander Kane, specifically. I think he showed up Sunday. He showed up with that intensity and energy that we're used to. But you'd like to see that from the team as a whole. So I'm very curious, and that's why Mr. Lean over here was very hesitant to kind of, dip the toe in these waters, because I just don't know. So the key tonight will be to be bringing that intensity, bringing that momentum, that emotion from Sunday, and seeing if they can bring that into Thursday when you're Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday separated. I don't know. I think for this team, playing the Monday or the Tuesday would have been just right. You have been feeling still running off those fumes. I don't know if they're going to be doing that tonight. I don't know what this team is still, given Sunday. So if they can bring some of that momentum tonight, that'll go a long way. But it's just, again, you look at that. We went over the lines 4 strong there, man. And it's just like it's a Thursday. It's a week ago Thursday.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Rangers, right?
I have to see what
so
happens.
I'm not too bullish on it. But if they can bring some of what they showed Sunday, that'll go a long way into getting a victory or something.
Maddie, did Dahmer text you? Okay, you got it. Okay, good. Game day prediction for me tonight. We hit on this a little bit earlier. It's part of our EST parlay. They're not posted at Cool, but yeah, we might have to text Patty and the boys to get our 2 exclusives up for tonight. But we'll get it in on the Lock Shop anyway. Plug it again there. I'm going to go with a Connor McDavid goal tonight. I know it sounds like, well, Dusty, why are you so basic? Why don't you get yourself a PSL, pumpkin spice latte, because I'm so basic. But Connor has had, he's been banged up, missed a couple games. Prior to that, he hasn't been, at times we've seen the flashes, but Connor hasn't had that crazy, oh my God, stretch here where it's like 16 points in 5 games. And I'm not saying, he blows up for 4 points tonight, but I do think he's due to put one in the back of the net. So let's go Connor McDavid goal for my game day prediction. If I get it correct, what do? You hop on Twitter and say, "Oh, you're so smart."
Tweet me a GIF.
And if I don't get it right, then we just forget about it like it never existed.
Power play goal, in alone, some sort of fancy highlight reel making you think, and making the top 10s, Sports Center and all that, or just a workman-like lunch pail. I know you always say anything, but if you just take a stab.
I'm going to say a beauty.
Okay.
On the rush. Love it. On the rush beauty.
Okay.
That's what we'll go with on that front. It's your Orange and Blue Breakfast for Mobile One, Blue Water Lubricants. Mobile One. Oh, that was really good. Let me say that again. Let's try that again. Orange and Blue Breakfast for Mobile One. Mobile One, Do it again. And the Edmonton Oilers. One oil, many champions. If you like your oil as lubey as possible, Mobil 1 is the answer. The lubiest in the business. All right, I wanted to get this in today. We are both wearing our Edmonton Sports Talk hats today.
Yes.
And they look good.
All three of us, actually.
Don't they? Yeah, all three of us, yeah. Boy, I wonder if YouTube Trev was to roll in his Edmonton Sports Talk hat, that'd be 4 for 4.
Banner day.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Surveyor Brett, get your phone ready.
If you've not yet checked out our merch store, you can find it right now. It's a pop-up store. It's going to be open for a few more weeks. Then we're going to get all the orders in. You're basically pre-ordering right now. Then we order it all with our partners we'll get to in a second, and it'll be shipped out before Christmas. So go to EdmontonSportsTalk.com, click on the EST store, take a look. We got mugs, we've got hats, we've got shirts, we've got hoodies, we've got toques. I'm missing an item. That's 5. What am I missing? Sweatshirt. The classic sweatshirt. Champion sweatshirt as well. And it's all with our partner, Hive Product Marketing. Promotional products that bring the buzz. And we've had a few people reach out and say, hey, can you get us in touch with the Hive and see what's up there? So that's good. Check them out, thehiveproductmarketing.com. And, if you're looking for your own little project, you want to get some of your merch out yourself, go check out the Hive, and we can vouch for them. I mean, they're great people.
Good people to work with.
They're kind of like us, too, a little bit of a smaller business that's well, they do great work, though. But, yeah, easy people to work with. And if you're looking to get, hoodies or jackets for your sports team or whatever, they've got you covered. Just check out their website, thehiveproductmarketing.com, and they will take care of you. We promise you will not have any issues with your experience over there. And go, hey, get a hat. And do we have? Are we sticking with these hats? I know you were emailing with Nasty Clubbers about different hats.
We're sticking with these, and the store is going to stick with these. Okay. But some Nasty Club people will be able to get, or they'll be able to get traditional ball caps.
Yeah, my mom said you emailed her about which hat she wants.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
Those are the perks, man. That's
so we've got.
I've curved this one in nicely too. I mean, from a staff-based perspective, if we wanted to get some of those hats too.
Yeah,
I'm a big hat guy, right? Yeah. So I'd love multiple hats.
Well, I got an example. You've curved that one really nicely.
Keep
them straight. These things can be very flexible.
Yeah, no, it's the order actually went in for Nasty Club yesterday.
It did, hey?
So that should all come within the next 2 to 3 weeks. So then I could get Nasty Club people all their stuff by the end of the month.
Beautiful.
I did order a couple of extra of the flat or the traditional.
The traditional
that
hats.
we could.
Yeah.
If you want to grab one, you could take it.
Well, I already got this hat.
I don't know if you wanted a second or something.
Display
I don't
one
know.
at home.
But yeah.
Yeah, we should get one framed over at Pro-Am.
Those domes,
There's a few things that we need to get framed at Pro-Am. One, the newspaper article. I want to get that done, put up on the wall here. And our beer label, which I think would be pretty cool to kind of have up on the wall here.
We also need the case for the Joe Montana sign football.
And we need a case of Joe. Hey, that was quick. Aaron's already here. Who else is coming in? Gager's coming in too.
Oh, geez.
You can just chill for a bit, man. We'll be moving over to the other studio
Fridge
right away.
down
So,
to
yeah.
the left. If
you want a water or something, the fridge down there.
There's also donuts on the table.
Yeah. They're a day old, but they're still pretty good. We had a couple
They're
of
from the
them
afternoon.
They're afternoon. So, yeah, they're like 12 hours old. So that's not bad. That's not bad. Guys, I want a snapback trucker mesh hat.
That's in the plans, actually, of something we will do another run later. We have a Tube Socks who does all of our logos. We actually have a secondary logo we haven't used really for anything, but I got him to create a secondary logo.
We have a secondary logo?
Yeah. You've seen it. You've approved it. You guys all have.
Oh, cool.
And that logo, it would work very nicely on like a trucker hat.
There's lots of styles of caps, eh? We've learned this kind of going through this process. Like lots of styles.
So we're keeping things small and we'll slowly keep branching out as we go through 2024. But yeah, that is actually in the plans.
Penner's Pancake says, we may have a no-rules cage match between Dusty and Stoff soon. That alone would crash Coolbet. No, there be no. This is not. I don't have. Stoff and I don't have beef.
No.
I was just saying I'm surprised that Stoff allowed this to happen in the National Football Rankings.
And now you're questioning his pull and authority within that body, right?
Yeah, we're still tight. He's still future Nielsen show guest Bob Stauffer. I mean, let's be carried away.
But he's not being taken seriously on a national level.
Well, clearly, yeah. These people need to start respecting. Stoff must not be on this committee anymore. No. I'm gonna
he wouldn't be.
Well, he was for a long time.
Was he really?
Well, after, yeah. Like, I guarantee he's still on the hockey committee. He might.
But he's only one vote, right?
No, but Stav had some sway in that committee.
Well,
so he must not. I'm going to say he's not. I'm going to predict right now Stav's not on the football committee anymore because this would not stand. How does a team that you've beaten twice and are higher in the standings than finish higher in the national rankings than you? It's a farce. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, this isn't an issue with Stav. We're like the issue for me will come with Stav is if he doesn't care here.
Well, he obviously cares.
But so I need to see that emotion from him so that we could be like we're all on that same side here. I'm assuming that's the issue I'm having right now with Stav is I need him to be yelling this a lot louder. If he is, I'm not hearing it.
You feel let down almost.
I feel a little bit let down right now. Growing up,
exactly.
like in this city,
boy, yeah.
you know, I Rob Don, big hockey guy, but like Mr. U of A, the guy defending this program, Bob Stauffer, that I expect when there's slights against the U of A, it wouldn't be Edmonton Sports Talk. It wouldn't be us starting this. No. It would be Bob Stauffer. And maybe I'm not listening closely enough, but I'm not hearing it. And that's where I want to know Bob still cares.
It will break my heart to the core if Staff is to text us at some point and go, if I text him and I go, hey, Staff, what do you think of the Golden Bears being 2 spots behind the Huskies? And he says, meh, not a big deal. I will probably be in tears.
There's only one way around that.
What have they done to him to make him say something like that?
There's only one way around that. If he goes, it's all about what happens on the football field on Saturday.
No, stop. I don't think that's the response.
But that's the only way I think I can maybe accept Bob saying the rankings don't matter. That he's on to Saturday.
I'm telling you, he's coming in from my point of view. It's fade him. Play the under bear role, I guess, in this case, right? That it's served them well up to this point. Keep it going.
It says Mr. Huskies over here.
What if the top 20?
Wait a second. What?
Mr. Huskies over here.
Well, I'm a Saskatoon boy.
Saskatoon boy. Husky boy.
Look, some people.
Who are you cheering for?
I'm not cheering for anybody. I cover sports. I'm impartial. I'm like Rashad.
You can't put him on that spot. You can't put him on that spot.
I'm wearing an Edmonton Wildcats football shirt here.
You can't put him on that spot.
But we are. Some people at the Paris Jewelers inbox, Kansas Jayhawks, perfect example. They'll start the year, tough start, but they'll still be ranked ahead of. Now, in this case, it is 2 head-to-head matchups, which you can't ignore.
Kansas might start basketball at the top 10. They lose 2 games to Kentucky, and they have 2 losses, and Kentucky's undefeated.
That's what I'm saying.
Kentucky's going to stay above there.
Right. Rankings do have a strangeness to them, and sometimes they are based off traditional whatever. But when you do have 2 games head-to-head.
It's the head-to-head part.
I totally understand it.
If the Bears had 2 losses and the Huskies had 3 losses, and the Bears' 2 losses were to the Huskies.
Well, that's why they said there's this stupid legacy factor in these rankings, which makes 0 sense to me.
At the start of the year, that makes sense to me. If you want to do preseason rankings where you're going to, because maybe we don't have as much data as NCAA for their players, you want to add a legacy in for the first couple of weeks of the season. I get that. But then after that, it's got to be full. It's got to be straight up, what have you done this season?
Yeah.
Is Rod Peterson influencing this?
He's too busy with his Florida Panthers Tampa Bay Lightning podcast.
Okay, fine then. I just feel like there's a tie-in.
Serena's fading Connor Bedard.
Yeah. I got maybe Darren DuPont has something. Like Dupes and Dunk, they got to be on this committee.
Well,
Somebody said the 3 Down Nation podcast, all without hesitation, picked Huskies over Bears this weekend.
In a pick. They're not ranking, though.
For picking even on this. Without hesitation, they said.
Is Peterson out?
I don't know.
Well, we'll find out tomorrow. We're going to get the most disrespected coach in the nation, Chris Morris, unless he's too busy. But we like to have him. Got to set this thing up.
And there's actually fan bases out east, too, who are griping it. It's not only this. Like, there are people, where's Concordia? Like, there are actually other people
out east are
this isn't just a regional gripe. This seems to be a national gripe.
All top 6 are from the east. Like, how UBC's not a little bit higher, it makes no sense either.
No, sure. Yeah. I mean, there's other things to look at as well, so it's not just a local problem.
This is a Canadian football issue.
It's got us talking, the way.
It does, doesn't it?
Almost like it's the point of rankings.
Yeah, that's true.
Stop. Do something.
Fade them.
Morning, gents. I can't make that Canada West playoff game, but do you guys know anywhere where the game might be streamed? It will be on canwest.tv, right? That's where I did their games before I did CFL.
Yeah, they're still on canwest.tv. Yeah. They do have some games that go on TELUS. If you have a TELUS, you could pay the 2 cents and pay for the pay-per-view. And they literally charge the 2 cents.
Both playoff games.
I got that on my bill.
Both playoff games will be on TELUS, I would think.
That's why
when
I haven't looked
games,
at.
We would have both playoff games on TELUS.
I haven't looked at the guide to see if it's indeed going to be on there. But yeah, if you have TELUS, you can watch it there. Otherwise, canwest.tv.
All right, let's get into the wrap for William Huff. If you want your place to look as good as ours, get it done at William Huff. They've been doing things like this since 1972. Bruce and his team over there, absolutely terrific. Like, has anybody been like, oh, William Huff sure didn't do a good job? No, nobody's ever done that because all they do is just bang out good job after good job after good job. So visit them at williamhuff.com and take in just the strangest thing and see if they'll wrap it for you. You know, I don't know what that would be, but I think they'll do it. I think they will do it.
I got a lot of Christmas gifts here.
Sound of the day today. Should I try to dial it back and we'll rerun Tales of the North here? I can just do that right on the YouTube channel, I would think. Let me see here.
Yeah, why not, eh?
Right? We can try to make that work.
We have the technology
here. Here I am getting changed.
We have the time. Yeah, there you go.
All right. Let's see here. Let's find out where we are. Let's take a listen. Oh, there we go.
Over the years, hey, the armor
Vicious
and the
battle after
the
battle.
swords get to a weekend and
the entire time. All right, Oilers and Stars tonight. Fast forward it a bit, hey Manny. Be a charm. The trek north. It's good. It's good. There we go. Here we go.
Mason Marchment.
I just said Mason Marchment. Tonight in the North, just days removed from the spoils of victory in battle against their great rivals to the south, Leon the Lionheart and his warriors wrapped in orange and blue, prepared to defend the district once more. A group of invaders from the state of the Lone Star make the trek north upon the path of Queen Elizabeth, second of her name. They too laying a beat down upon the Saddle Dome's suckiest bunch of sucks that ever sucked. Ice time no longer be a thorn in the side of Evander the Great. Sir Swag himself emerging from the doldrums of the Schneid and becoming a force, stating his dominance verbally. What is anyone here going to do, he claimed, at the Classic in honor of heritage. All eyes tonight will be on he who returns, Sam the Loyal, son of Dave, Iron Hip, back once again where his journey began, hoping a third time will indeed be a charm and end with his lips suckling at the teat of Lord Stanley's chalice. These are the tales of the North, and may they be heard far and wide across this great land. All right, there you go. That was Tales of the North from earlier today. Probably worked out well for those of you listening on YouTube. You just got a good shot of us listening to Tales of the North from a little bit earlier on, but we'll see where that goes today. Let's get to your text of the day today for A&W. Want to get your hands on that A&W gift card, just make sure you keep pounding the box at 780-218-9999. I did like this one coming out of the draft yesterday. Text of the day is going to go to Danny T. You got that name, Danny T?
Danny T.
Tommy is the one guy you invite to poker night. Right? There's always that one buddy where you're like, oh, yeah, poker night. Let's go. And Tommy gets the invite. Now, Tommy has won a bunch of drafts. Tommy either wins a draft or completely blows the entire thing.
Yeah.
How many times have you seen, oh, Tommy finished second? Tommy wins or puts together a 9%er, which really, really hurts. So, yeah, Tommy is the one guy you invite to poker night. That will be your text of the day. Congratulations, Danny T. You are going to A&W with that gift card. And, hey, get your hands on the new Chicken Cruncher sandwiches. Nashville Hot Chicken Cruncher, Chubby Chicken Cruncher, and the BLT Chicken Cruncher as well. What are you watching tonight, man? Lots on the go.
Lots on the go tonight. Of course, I'll be at the Centric Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. That's Centric Casino Fort Road. Every day is game day, including tonight, specifically tonight, because we got Week 9 in the NFL, Steelers and Titans, and Stars and Oilers this evening as well. You got the Ponies, you got the Caliente Greyhound track. It's all going on. Prime rib special in the restaurant. Pop on over to the sports bar. Smoked brisket cheesesteaks, $9.99. Can't find a better special in the city than that. Tonight, Centric Casino Sports Bar and Lounge, Centric Casino Fort Road, Steelers, Titans, Oilers, Stars, Steelers, Titans, Oilers, Stars, Steelers, Titans, Oilers, Stars, smoked brisket cheesesteaks. I am so fired up for Thursdays. I love going.
You really like the Titans and Steelers.
Trev's going to be here tonight. He's trying to complete a week's worth of winning. His aunt came last. His brother's coming tonight, so I get to meet another of the Savage family. And then just a cast of Fergie's prostate might be bringing his wife tonight.
Fergie's prostate's married?
Yeah.
How does he come out so often? Wow.
I'm going to find some answers.
You're going to meet Miss Prostate.
Yeah, this is going to be great.
That's incredible.
Couple games of backgammon.
All right, there we go. You can remember we've got 4 more hours of content coming up here at Edmonton Sports Talk today. The Hangout, Gagner and Grimes are going to be in with Maddie. I'll be back with the Lock Shop at 11 o'clock today. Hustle and I will be setting up the Thursday nighter. Oh, and by the way, the Lock Shop is red hot this week, so you're going to want to join us for that. We'll have an NHL slate for you, and that will continue into Two Guys and Goalie with myself, Gage and Kasser. Gage, did you watch that 4th episode of Loki yet? I had already watched it. You had watched it already? Oh, dude. You'd already watched it. Anyway, we'll get into that maybe a little bit on Two Guys. Set up the Stars and the Edmonton Oilers as well. Talk about some changes in Ottawa. And our NHL team is actually going to be rolling out some net guards here right away. Looked like a few teams are taking them for a skate yesterday in practice. For Mr. Lean and Lieutenant Eric, I am Dustin Nielson. Tell your friends about Edmonton Sports Talk, available on YouTube at edmontonsportstalk.com and on the TuneIn app. And we'll be back tomorrow breaking down the Oilers and the Stars. Have a great day. Take it easy.